I'm in the second. First, right now I have to stop saying.
He's grumpy. I don't know why. The Stars won. They're moving on. Everything we've done since the puck went in has bothered him. And it will probably continue for the next hour plus. Let's get it going. Stars Post Game show after a Game 6 victory over the Jets.
Tomahawk City.
Finland! We're not going home!
This is the DLLS Stars Post Game show. Our Stanley Cup playoff coverage is brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. And by Happiest Hour, your home base and the best place to catch the NHL playoffs and cheer on the Dallas Stars, just steps away from the AAC. The ultimate spot with 50-plus beers and 40-plus TVs for all the big moments every single game day. Happiest Hour, your favorite spot for the Stanley Cup playoffs. Big welcome to everybody joining us on our platforms, both YouTube and Victory Plus Live, and of course our audio platforms if you're streaming this podcast later. Thank you very much for joining us. Before we get into all the activities tonight, let's talk about the ALLCITY Spring Cleaning Sale going on right now, I believe through the end of the weekend, which means you only have another day or so to get these great deals on DLLS merchandise available now. Go to alldls.com. You can see 30% off the entire store with some exclusions, 75% off for some of the items. And the exclusions, those new DLLS Stars playoff shirts, the Finnish Mafia shirt, which came out before the playoffs and is in its second run for pre-sale. Get it now before it's never available again, maybe. Also, Wyatt Johnston with a 16-bit jersey or shirt, the Mikko Rantanen finisher, the Jamie Benn captain visor, the Mikko Moose, all available at alldls.com. Alongside Craig Ludwig, of course, our producer, John Andersen. A little bit later, Sam Nestler will be joining us from the AAC. I'm Owen Newkirk. And the lead, the Dallas Stars, Thomas Harley scores in overtime on the power play. They win Game 6, 2-1, eliminating the Winnipeg Jets. Luds, they don't have to go back to Winnipeg, and they get a rematch with the Edmonton Oilers in the Western Conference Final, which will begin on Wednesday night in Dallas, with the Stars owning home ice advantage.
Yeah, and it's nice that they get a couple days rest now. And sometimes too much is too much, So I think it's nice that they get 2-3 days that they can kind of regroup and come down a little bit from this. Seems everybody here thinks the parade has already started. Apparently not, though. Still got 8 more games to go. You're only halfway there.
So you're trying to tell everybody to simmer down a little bit.
Tap the brakes a little bit. I mean, it was a great series. They both were. I mean, to roll through Colorado in 7 games and find a way there and against a team, and especially what was going on in Winnipeg with Mark Scheifele tonight and his father passing away, you kind of thought that's kind of how it's going to set up tonight. So they fought through that, and they found a way to win that. And you know what? Every round gets tougher, and it's going to get tougher with your next opponent.
It's amazing when you think about it that we have only made it through half of a Stanley Cup run for a team that's going to win it. They still have 2 more rounds. The Stars have only gone halfway, right? 2 absolutely grueling series against 2 of the best teams in the NHL, the hardest division, the Central. They beat the Avalanche. They beat the Jets. They didn't even have home ice over the Jets, and they were able to dispatch them in 6. Now they have home ice, and depending on what happens tomorrow with Toronto and Carolina, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, I believe the Maple Leafs are the only team left that had a higher point total than the Stars in the regular season standings. So that means Dallas could have the number 1 seed of the 4 left. That's not really important right now.
Tap the brakes.
What is important is they're playing hockey past Monday.
exactly. That's one team is going golfing, and this one's not. So, and they might have a couple days of golf if they'd like to, but no. I mean, it's where we all expected them to be. It's where more importantly, it's where the players expect to be moving on to the third round. So and I just love it that they've got, because I've always said I would like this one to been wrapped up in 5, because there needs to be a series in there. It doesn't need to be, but generally you want a series that you can make it a little bit shorter, so you can find some break in there, get a little time off from the opponents. Again, Carolina's done that, Edmonton's done that. So but that's not the way it works right now.
Bing bang, bing bang.
You know what that
Bing
means?
bang.
That means we have a super chat.
Stuck?
No, that means we have a
Why is the
massive
button
super
stuck?
chat, because we usually don't do super chats until our third segment
No,
and
we do
on.
them in
bang.
the beginning, but they got to be
Bing
good.
They've
bang.
got to be huge.
But
right.
the big bong button won't stop. It's stuck.
Did somebody say huge?
Huge.
It's huge.
Whoa. 499. That's a Haskin and 99 Cup year and a Harley. Holy cow. We have a new record. I Love Misty 1985 with a massive, a gargantuan super chat. 2 rounds down, 2 more to go. I was playing my Japanese dating sim, but I couldn't really concentrate to see Stars 55 end it in a overtime power play game-winning goal, OTPPGWG, on a penalty by the Jets 55 is icing on the cake. Of course, three straight Western Conference finals won't mean a thing if we can't win any of them. So got to get revenge on the Oilers. R.I.P. Brad Scheifele. Wow.
Is that it? He should be able to write for another 3 pages if he wants to.
For that amount, he
Yeah.
could come host the show probably.
More than happy to. I could be sitting downstairs at Dick's right now.
You could.
Watching you guys on Victory Plus.
You could.
Yep.
Yeah, very, very true.
Bing bang.
Or even on your show.
There we go.
Michael Moore with a 99.99. That's the Cup year twice. This is for Sam, who
Squirrel.
always picks against the Stars. Love you, but wrong again.
That's called a Hellebuyck.
Thank you, Michael. That's a very generous super chat as well. But that's that's a very nice gesture. And then I Love Misty just through the whole
Commando Sam might be flying first class.
with that.
No.
The Stanley Cone. That's right, Kayla. We will show you the updated Stanley Cone in a little while. So, Luds, obviously we got to get through all of this. We got to talk about it. We've got to celebrate. You've got to enjoy the fact that the Stars are through 2 rounds. There's sirens going on outside and car horns and who knows what else. What are your big takeaways from this hockey game?
They battled through, and again, here's my takeaway. I can sum it up in 2 words. Jakeoettinger. It's just from beginning to end. I mean, look at what he did tonight again too. A couple of these saves.
Well, how about the one on Appleton?
Yeah,
That's insane.
he should get Appleby. He shot it like somebody that was sitting at the bar at Applebee's. but regardless, he doesn't get all of this, and it does start to flutter a little bit. Regardless, I mean, it's just Jake throws everything he has at it, and I think on the last look, we think it hit the shaft of his stick somehow. And again,
There, that's the puck.
But again, for Jake to be able to have his head, and this puck moved around a couple times, went from one side of the ice back to the other side, back to the other side. So for Jake to stay with that and throw everything at it, like I said, amazing save. And then to have, and the game was clean all the way through. Well, it wasn't clean, but the referees apparently forgot to bring their whistles, and they picked them up somewhere halfway through the third period. And it was a penalty. Unfortunately, great for Dallas, but Mark Scheifele, with everything that he has gone through in the last 24 hours, gets himself a goal, and then he was the one that drew the call. And they come out, and a lot of times, we talked about this, a lot of times the averages aren't good of power plays that come out at the start of a period for whatever reason. But all I can say is the shooter was on the ice.
Was it important in your mind that it was a majority of the 2-minute minor carrying over? Because if the carryover, for me, if it's split a minute each side or less than a minute to start the new period, that seems to be a lot more challenging for teams to get anything out of it.
I've seen teams with 2 minutes not get anything out of it. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is at the start of periods. But yeah, I mean, but I give credit to, and I say this all the time to kids. When the puck comes to you, you have to already know where you want to go with it. You have to know where your outlets are before you get that puck. And the perfect example is Tyler Seguin. Seguin gets this puck, and it's hard to see because he's kind of deep in the corner. But Tyler's got his head on a swivel because when he gets that puck on the other side of the net, it goes right to Thomas immediately. And then, unfortunately for Hellebuyck, and this is probably a good look, but good for Dallas, unfortunate for Winnipeg, I think Sandberg is screening him, and I don't think Hellebuyck sees a thing on this shot. And there's even another angle from behind Thomas Harley when he shoots this puck. When they were showing it, the replays of it, Hellebuyck has no idea where it is, and but good for Thomas. And the same thing, you got the shooter out there, and man, I don't whether he had his head up or not, but I like that he kept it down low, regardless of where it was going. And it's just nice. I'm glad Tyler was in on it, and Thomas Harley got that goal again on a power play. And what about Spotter? I mean, he dialed it up. We haven't talked about Spotter in a long time. John's fumbling over there. He can't even find the button anymore. We haven't talked about him so long.
I got it.
There we go.
It's a heck of a power play goal. The Stars only got one opportunity, but they were able to cash in and get the win. I'm marveling at the fact that when we started this series, we kept talking, especially me and Sean and maybe Sam to a lesser extent, about the meanings behind this series, especially for the two goalies, and what it could mean for Jake going forward. And Jake even said that aside from winning a Stanley Cup, his second goal is he would love to start in the Olympics for Team USA. And you said they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about trying to win a Stanley Cup. Not arguing that point at all. But in even Jake's words, he said, I would love to be, that's a future goal of mine. So obviously,
I would assume it's a future goal of every goaltender.
You would think, right?
That gets the NHL. They would like to be part of the Olympics.
But after what Jake did this series, does that change anything in your mind compared to what Connor Hellebuyck did?
No, because I have I have nothing to do with it. I have no idea. And how can we say that now? Aren't they going to have to play about 30 or 40 games prior to the Olympics?
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole season.
Then how can we even answer that question? What happens if Jake has a poor start or Hellebuyck has a poor start or one of them gets injured or something like that? To me, it does nothing right now. I mean, if you want to say he's the lead horse because he beat Hellebuyck, Hellebuyck played himself out of it, frankly. I mean, on the road. And he played the last couple of games really well. Tonight's game was good again. But
was this his best road performance of the entire playoff, Connor Hellebuyck?
Well, it's the only one he's won. It's the only one he's
won.
Right?
Well, I mean, almost won.
Yeah.
Hellebuyck,
so, I should say got him to overtime. Yeah, I should put it that way. I think it seemed like a win for him. I guess that more importantly, I thought that was a win for him after everything he's gone through. What was his save percentage? Something like 760 or 740.
Yeah, it was
on
pretty.
The road.
It was pretty poor.
So, but I think when you go back to the game that he played in Winnipeg and then the game that he played this evening, that was probably more like the guy that's going to win a Vezina, and I have heard people talk about possibly the Hart. So, which will mean nothing to him after losing this round.
I understand the NHL. This is just because you just said this. I understand the NHL likes to do the award announcements after the playoffs are over, but it's almost a shame they don't do it before the start of the playoffs, because by the time the playoffs are done, like you said, Hart Trophy means a lot to a lot of people, but if you didn't win the Stanley Cup, it feels a little bit like it's not. Like, it'd almost be great as if they had one day before the start of the postseason where they said, we're going to announce all the awards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, okay,
I don't know
now
why they drag them out like that.
Just for another day, another attempt, in that sort of regard. By the way, the not counting tonight, his save percentage, Hellebuyck's was .739 on the road in the playoffs. That's both series, both St. Louis and Dallas versus sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. It's .793 versus a .916 at home.
Yeah, I thought it was 770 or something like that. But yeah, well, totally different.
Yeah, I mean, he got a little bit better that last game against the Stars. It wasn't as bad. Right?
And I think when you talk about the Winnipeg Jets, they left everything out there. I mean, they poured it, which they're supposed to. They wanted to be able to try to get home again for that Game 7. But it was a physical series. That's who the Jets are. You can see why they have a good regular season most of the time. I mean, they play that same way. Their system is pretty tight, and you think you're getting some scoring chances, but they find ways of getting in lanes, and they block a lot of shots. They play a physical kind of game, and generally I would say these kind of teams are what wear other teams down through the course of a playoff round. And for Dallas, they withstood all that, but it really had a lot to do with Jake Oettinger.
Keep sending in your super chats. We'll get to them in segment 3, unless you do a outrageous one like the 2 we've done so far. Then that will get you bumped up into the earlier part. I have a couple of questions about the Jets, and we will go through our full game things that we noticed. Not a ton of goals, but lots of exciting things that happened tonight. Game 6. Stars win. We will continue here on the DLLS Stars Post Game show. But first, let's talk about Shady Rays. Why? Because, let's face it, it's getting warm in Dallas. Not summer warm, although the other day it was topping out pretty much at triple digits. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames and crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures. They have incredible lost or broken replacement protection. So if they take a hit or go missing, don't sweat it. You can get a new pair at a very reasonable replacement cost. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com. Use the code DLLS for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Like I said before, try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Now we're going to talk about Sleeper. Best fantasy league platform out there. Put your puck or your ball knowledge to the test by picking whether your favorite or least favorite players will have more or less than their projected stats each week. John, how'd you do with a big 4-point ticket tonight?
I did pretty horrible, Owen. Of all good things to come to this night, my sleeper picks were not it. Dylan Sandberg blocked too many shots. Esa Lindell didn't block enough shots. Jake Oettinger didn't face enough shots. And Rope Hens didn't end up on the score sheet, let alone the power play sheet. So 0 for 4, which is 0 for 1.
Tough night for us, and it's on our sleeper picks. But with Sleeper, the more picks you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times your money. Sleeper keeps you in the loop with instant alerts for breaking news and major injuries. Stay ahead of the game and keep track of league updates in real time, so you're always informed and ready to outsmart your friends. If you think you have what it takes, new users can download the Sleeper app and use the code DLLS Stars to get $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. Apply to any contest. Doesn't have to be your first. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. And speaking of Sleeper, is it that bad? Oh, okay. We're not going to do the Sleeper leaderboard. I don't know if the Star Show really wants to show it anyway right now because we haven't been hitting lately. So, all right, lads. Let's talk first about Josh Morrissey. We're going to get to we'll go through the game and everything and all your super chats.
He has a summer to recover.
No, not so much that, but how big of a blow was it for the Jets to lose him? He did not have a shift in the third period. It actually looked like he sort of almost slew-footed Rantanen. He went down, I think, underneath him. He was favoring his left leg, looked like he was grabbing his knee, and he was clearly upset.
Oh, it buckled.
Something was bad.
It buckled to the inside. So Rantanen came down on top of him. And I think they almost clicked skates is what it seemed like. Morrissey was trying to check him in the corner, stop his momentum, and, you got a big moose, and when a moose falls on you, bad things happen, and you could tell right away he wasn't coming back.
How impactful was it for the Jets not having Morrissey for the third period?
Well, look at how Miro Heiskanen, again, Miro even at not 90% or whatever he may be, and everybody can see it. Miro transports that puck out of his own zone with his legs, and that's what Morrissey does. Not all the time, not like Miro, but Morrissey is that aware kind of guy, and he's aware of where the outlets are. Good skater, and the other side I would say is on the power play. He makes a big difference. Not that would have mattered tonight for Winnipeg, but there weren't any power plays. But he's their offensive guy. I mean, he was. I don't know if he was one of the 3 for the Norris this year, but there was a lot of talk for the last couple of years. So super important for him to be able to add that offense from the back end of it.
My other question is more of I have 2 others because I want to ask you about Scheifele. So let's do that, and then I want to ask you one more Jets related question. Obviously, a very difficult day for him. Hard to put that into words, but not surprising he scored. He looked really good throughout the game, and it felt like he was able to. I loved the quote that Scott Arniel said at 4:30 this afternoon to the media, basically passing on the message from Scheifele, which was he wants to play. He's fired up. He said his dad would have wanted him to play. I think most hockey dads, that would have been the same reaction as my son's playing in the NHL. Something ever happens to me. Yeah, I want you out there playing if you can get through it. And I tell you, he looked great.
Yeah, he was motivated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On a tough day like that. And it's funny how many times that's happened over careers of players when something like that happens in the family. They come out and it's their best effort. And somehow for the hockey guys, they power right through it. And I mean, he had, 9-10 hits tonight. He had 3 shots. He scored that goal. He was a motivated guy. And I think the rest of the group for the Jets were there right along with him.
So my last question about the Jets, and we'll move on, but I do think they deserve our attention because they're the President's Trophy winning team, and they gave the Stars fits.
Did they pick the trophy up, by the way?
Who?
The President's Trophy when they were awarded it?
I don't
did they
recall.
touch it?
I'm not sure if they did.
Yeah, because that's.
Do they actually hand it out?
I
I
thought
don't
there was
even
something.
know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They talk about not touching it. I know that we didn't touch it. It was sitting on the pictures or something like that. And we decided not. Because every team is different. They think you get jinxed if you pick it up.
Especially the conference championship, the trophy, the Clarence Campbell Bowl or what have you. Those are the ones that guys have a lot of superstitions about. But do you think
there's like getting Coach of the Year? You get fired. Oh, Ben's got a beer. Can we hurry this up?
You can get it while we talk.
Oh, okay. No, okay.
Is there when you look at this group for the Jets, they're a good team. Is there anything missing?
You know what?
Or anybody that you didn't think had a great series?
When you look at them, like when you say a good team, what do you mean by? Because I don't see them being a good team.
Do you think this
like
team,
the Dallas Stars?
If let's say they beat the Stars,
not as good as us.
Well, that's it.
Western Conference Finals.
Tomahawk City.
Dallas, let's go Palace.
The only good news is the Viking horns aren't sticking me in the back of the head.
Not yet. They'll be here.
So before we were rudely interrupted, what was that again?
I was just going to say.
Although I don't want to say that. You brought some Bud Light. You brought some beer. Okay, I'm good. Just interrupt anytime you'd like. Okay.
Well,
don't you guys got wives to go home to? Oh, you don't. You don't even have a girlfriend.
No, be nice to them. Yeah, that's rough. So what I was asking is,
sorry, Bobby.
If they got past the Stars, is this a team you think can win the Stanley Cup as is? Assuming that Morrissey's not super injured, which happened tonight. Is there something missing on their team?
Hellebuyck would have to be their best player.
Right.
That's what I think. I think they're a team that is hard to play against. I don't, besides Kyle Connor, Scheifele, and I love Ehlers. I like the player. And Morrissey when he's healthy. Mm-hmm. As far as offensive players, I mean, and it seems like their offense is, and I don't know their numbers during the regular season, but their offense seems to be hard to come. Actually, I do know what it is. They scored 100 and I think it's 90 some goals at home and 136 on the road. They were a plus 59.
Regular season, they
plus
were tied
59 at
third.
home, and they were a plus 29 on the road when it comes to scoring goals.
Jets scored 275 goals in the regular season, tied with Dallas for third, and only gave up 190, which was first.
Yeah, and they were plus 59 on the road and 26 on the road. So, but yeah, there's. I think when you go, oh boy, there's that line. There's that guy on that. There's two guys on that line. Again, we can take the Stars lineup when everybody's healthy and up and running. You have to worry about that. And I don't know if you worry about that team that way. They played the way that they needed to play, the way they're assembled right now. And when one of those players goes down, like Morrissey did tonight, they have to be even tighter. They have to play the same game that they played tonight.
Yep.
And they need their goaltender to be their best player, is the way I look at it.
And they need a bouncer too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They got one early. They got the rebound goal. Let's talk about that. Let's go through it. First period, the Stars was, I thought, everything you could have hoped for except for a puck going in. They had 4 high danger chances to just 1. They outshot them. The shots on goal were low. It was only 6-3. but I had 13 scoring chances. I thought Dallas was clearly the better team, and frankly, they had to be going into that first intermission going, well, do this, we're going to win, and probably felt like they deserved a goal or two. I know that doesn't matter, right?
I haven't heard a word you said.
Okay. So
Paying attention, I do not want my beer to.
I appreciate that. You have spilled before, so it's nice to be clean there. I just think that Dallas was they had a great first period, minus goals.
Yeah, they got 6 shots. I mean, it was one of them cloggy kind of periods.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I think the Jets did everything that they could to help their goaltender out tonight. And so, if you want to look at territorial time, I don't know, went back and forth, and it just seemed like it was going to be one of those games I guess it ultimately was, but they got a few chances. The goaltender made a save when he needed to, but the pucks that
they missed the net a lot.
Well, you know why? Is because of the way that they play. They missed the net because they had no other place to shoot. That's credit. I mean, that's what you'd hope for. That's credit to the defensive team because they don't see any lanes to the net.
So after the first, you had that Dodonov open one-time shovel shot. He put it wide. Sagan had the open net, but he did have Sandberg in his way and backhanded and missed. Obviously, Oettinger made a pretty good save on Perfetti. He was coming off his post, had to reach back and get it with the pad. Bischel point blank, and then Duchesne inside right circle. Hellebuyck made a really good save there. The first big chance of the second period was off a horrible line change. Ehlers gets an out-and-out breakaway. Scheifele's behind him. At first, I thought it was going to be a 2-on-0, but Scheifele was just basically yelling, go, 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 because there was I think it was
Ehlers kind of turned around and looked, anybody coming with me?
I think he was, and Petrovic was chasing. So he gets a one-on-one. Ottinger with a huge save.
That was a big save. I mean, that was obviously at that time of the game with it being 0-0 and not having a lot of quality looks from those guys. That was a big one for him.
But 5:28 into the second period, Mark Scheifele got the goal. We kind of all assumed that he was going to do something tonight with all the circumstances, and he gets a rebound off of that Kyle Connor shot, and he puts it home. It's the poise for him to look like he's going to go wide to the right post and then slide it on the ice. 5-hole it's a really composed finish.
I think he was looking for it, and we I think we have a couple shots of this, and I just want to show this is Petrovic here right in front of Otter. Scheifele's behind him, and a little scrum going on, and Petro gets puck watching. And I looked right away when this scored. He had played 4.5 minutes up until now. Now, this is five minutes or so. And again, you're not as engaged as you normally would be. You went through the whole first period. You play 4 minutes or whatever it may be, and he was less than 5 minutes. And so you're not totally engaged like you are if you're playing a regular shift. And what happens is Petro doesn't see him. Scheifele steps right behind him. Nice little pass here. I think that was Perfetti that gave it to him. And then he makes it look like he's going wide, and he opens up Jake, and he just goes 5-hole right between his legs. So it's a move from a veteran kind of guy that's got some poise and around the front of the net. So nice goal. But again, I feel for Petrovic on that. It's hard to get into that. Like I talk about it all the time. When you want to play 7 defensemen and you're 5 and 6 or whatever you may be, the rhythm isn't there, and it's tough to get into those games.
For all of the Stars' good work in the first period and the advantage they had in scoring chances in the opening 20 minutes, the start to the second period, including that goal, the Oilers, and a handful of others, was all Winnipeg. They had all the chances, all the shots in the first half of the period, but then at the 11-12 mark, so past the halfway point of the game, Sam Steele ties it on a shot that most of the people behind Connor Hellebuyck, the fans, didn't react immediately because they didn't even know it had gone in.
Well, I would love for you to go back to Pete's comments in the first segment when he was talking about getting more pucks directed.
We're talking about our pregame show today.
Yeah. And talking about, and Pete had the comment, want to get more pucks directed to the net. Obviously, it's not that easy against that team. And that's what this was. It was Thomas Harley coming down the right side of the ice, and Harley takes a shot. He gets it on net, and which we know that's what Harley does. He's a shooter. That's why he's so good on the power play. We're foreshadowing, I think you're calling that right now.
That is some
Did
serious.
I use the right word?
It's absolutely perfectly
right.
used.
Good. So what Harley does, he comes down, and we got a little arrow here. If you're pointing, that's Thomas Harley right there, and he pounds it. And this is kind of they call it POP. It's puck off a pad, and this is where it generally comes to. If you shoot it right, Harley does. Steele steps into it, and it just lays right on there. And unfortunately for Nemestikov, it catches him in that left knee, and that's where it elevates over the top of the glove of Hellebuyck. So a little luck there, but you make your own luck. And I think what was great about it is Steele doesn't try to do anything but shoot that puck. He does. It's that fortunate. It just skimmed the top of his leg, but there was another shot from behind, and you can tell where Hellebuck's glove was. The puck was going into it if it wouldn't have hit Nemestikov, and it just went up. Whatever,
and he didn't see it. He reacted late because it was screened, and then obviously didn't track the deflection.
It's kind of like a couple other games. I think that happened in front of Hellebuyck, and I think that happens sometimes because the goalie. I said goaler. That's a little Canadian thing. Oh, who's our girl? So Allie. She would like goaler.
She did say goaler is a word.
Yeah, she's in Canada, right?
Edmonton.
Well, that's Canada.
Speaking of which,
that is
next
Canada.
Series. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Edmonton is Canada.
But what happens when your goaltender isn't doing what you want him to do? A lot of times you try to do more than you should, and so you'll see a lot of guys getting in front. There was a few goals this series where Hellebuyck had to look through some of his own players when they probably didn't need to be in front of him.
Quickly, let's carry this over, and then we'll get to the Super Chats. We have to talk about two huge saves, one from each goalie, and then the game winner. And then Super Chats galore. Stars win Game 6 here on the DLLS Stars Post Game Show.
I hear the peanut gallery up there.
Always.
Just like your favorite team needs a home ice advantage, which Dallas will have in the next round, as a matter of fact.
Woohoo!
Your home needs a home floor advantage, and Empire Today can help. Empire Today lives and breathes flooring, and they're with you every step of the way. Get measurements taken and have all of your questions answered so there are no surprises. With Empire Today, you get a clear, upfront, and all-inclusive pricing, plus you can schedule installation as soon as the next day. Schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. DLLL listeners can receive a $350 discount. That's 7 L's. Can receive a $350 discount when using promo code DLLS. That's right, a $350 discount with code DLL. That's 2 L's. S. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire Today for full details.
Let's talk about game time. You know, the NFL schedule release is out now. Tickets are available. You can already start planning your fall to see which football game you want to go to. Game Time is a life hack for unlocking amazing seats and experiences for a great price. Game Time makes scoring NFL tickets faster and easier with exclusive discounts. You'll find great seats for as low as $100. And you can always trust that you'll get 100% authentic NFL tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so you see what you pay for. By the way, Western Conference Final tickets for Stars and Oilers, also a great way by using Game Time. And do you know that you can save up to 60% off by buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, and theater with Game Time? They will drop as you get closer to the start time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code DLLS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Hey, Luds, what time is it?
It's game time.
All right. Couple of things to mention, and then we'll get to your Super Chats here on the Stars post-game show here on DLLS. Mikko Rantanen, early in the third period, all alone in front, trying to go around Hellebuyck, who makes a very nice stretching right toe save.
And I don't think he stretched as far as he actually probably could have. I think if Mikko had this to do all over again, he'd probably take it another stride. So, and I think you'd probably find, but again, you got somebody bearing down on you from behind, and it would have been nice. But again, Connor Hellebuyck, great save.
Then, after a bunch of stuff happened, Mason Appleton probably should have won the hockey game, or at least given them the lead. He gets a cross-ice pass. He's wide open. Clutches a little bit, corrals it, and then Jake Oettinger, we talked about it at the beginning of the show, makes a stupid good save.
We could probably name of the players that were on the ice tonight, probably 5 or 6 other players on the ice that would probably put this in the net. Appleton is not your pure, goal scorer.
Correct.
You could look at if that was Tyler Seguin, he'd have one-timed it. Thomas Harley,
Johnston,
all those guys.
Duchesne,
Wyatt. You got a lot of guys that would one-time.
Rantanen.
He grabbed it. He tried to cradle it. I think it was bouncing on maybe when it came to him. But again, it's a third or fourth line guy. You don't expect that. to be able to one-time him like that all the time. But unfortunately, he didn't get it. But fortunately, Otter comes up with a big save.
A couple minutes later, Dodonov takes a shot from the outside of the left circle, typically on the borderline of not even being a really decent scoring chance, depending on who's shooting. But he has a line. He beats Hellebuyck, and it beats him over the shoulder, and it hits the post. I mean, what, an inch to the right, that's in?
Yeah, and I think it caught Hellebuck's jersey a little bit. We went back and looked at it a couple times, and I think it may have caught it a little bit. I don't know if that affected it all. But, yeah, there was quite a few just abouts tonight.
And then, I follow good chance. Barron, Heiskanen, Dodonov again. Dodonov was all over the place tonight. He probably had 6 or 7 scoring chances. I thought he was going to end up with
You know
one.
how old he is?
34 now?
6, I believe.
36? Is he really? I think he is the oldest guy on the team.
Somebody fact check me, but I believe he's 36.
Well, I can certainly fact check you.
All right.
Why don't you
Probably gonna be right again.
tell
I'm not reading
everybody?
another ad.
No.
Okay.
Tell everybody about the Sam Steele penalty draw and why you didn't want a penalty shot.
Well, because it was Sam Steele.
No,
No.
he's got skill.
No, that's not what I don't really mean it like that. I just felt at that time of the game, and regardless, it's going into OT. I just feel your odds are probably better taking the power play. And Hellebuyck was dialed in tonight for the most part, and there was nobody screening him. If he gets away, and Sam Steele's got some skill, right?
He does.
For a guy that's on the fourth line. But that was his first goal in
he's a first-round
40 games,
pick.
36 games or something like that?
It had been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah.
Dodonov 36 in March.
Yeah.
Turned 36. So 36 and 66
Well,
days.
that's a couple 36s. How long has it been since Steele scored?
I can look that up, but that's going to take a minute because you want regular season too, right?
Anyway, yeah. Well, he hasn't played 36 playoff games.
No, nobody has yet.
So, I just think that, again, law of averages, Thomas Harley on the power play, better odds. And so, and again, it worked out. So, I guess that's why you're trying to bury me on that. Why I thought that, yeah, well, you kind of are.
No.
Well, you kind of did.
No.
Yeah,
Well, I did, but it wasn't intentional. It was
You
more.
still haven't found it yet.
Well,
you need
no.
more time?
I was looking a little bit. Sam Steele's last goal was February 28th against the LA Kings. So, a couple of months.
I'm just going to say it's 30-some games.
Yeah.
I think it's 36.
Okay. So, overtime. The power plays with, 14 seconds, I think it is, at the end of the period. Yeah. They go into overtime.
Get a rest. Get Spotter to come out. He's drawn up. Plays all over the place. And here's what you got to do.
They had a minute 46 carrying over, and it took them a minute 33 to score the winner. Rantanen had a one-timer that was easy for Hellebuyck. It was square. Hintz had one with some room, but he completely flubbed on it, went wide. But
Spotter.
This play...
And Spotter called. But Miro started that power play, didn't he?
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure he started the power play because I
Do you
remember
who
it going
took
down here, then down here.
Yeah.
Did Miro get a shot on that? I can't remember if he did or not.
I think because we made a joke that they might have all 5 Finns, but they had Johnson and Duchesne with it was Granlund, Rantanen, and Miro.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all 5
And
Finns.
I was worried about the ticking of the clock.
Or no, sorry, not Granlund, Hintz. So then as the time keeps going, they had a couple clears. Did you see who made the pass to Harley? You remember her?
I do not.
It was number 91. Tyler Seguin.
I talked about this.
Yeah.
Well, then of course I remember because I mentioned Tyler Seguin.
You mentioned.
Oh, okay.
There's Seguin on the right of your
I thought
screen
you meant
right
on
now.
the breakout. I thought you were talking about...
No.
Yeah.
The pass out to
I'm
Harley.
going, we already went over this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when I was talking about kids and stuff like that? Like, that's the one thing that Tyler did, is Tyler knew... When Tyler, before he got to the goal line, I think it was right when he got about to the goal line, he had checked over his left shoulder. He knew exactly where Thomas Harley was, and not knowing that he was going to get the puck. Then he gets the puck. He already knows where he is, and he doesn't hesitate. He moves the puck immediately and puts it in the perfect spot. And again, defenseman Sandberg, poor Connor, doesn't see it. Thomas shoots it in the perfect spot.
Do you think he's always thinking back against the grain, or is he just trying to hit the net?
I don't. You know what? I don't know. I mean, these players are so good right now. Me, I'm just trying to make contact. Well, I wouldn't have been out there. But I think right now they're just trying to make contact with it and good contact and get it on net. And Harley knows where the net is. We see that enough. So I don't know if he had – honestly, I don't even know if he had time to look. He probably had an idea because when you're looking at Tyler peripherally, you can see the net, right? Because Tyler's kind of passing a couple of feet away from it. So he has an idea where the net is, obviously, make sure he hits the net. And I think in that situation, just make sure you get it on net.
And I wonder if that's maybe why, because it's a little bit easier Harley's a left shot to shoot back sort of toward the direction of the pass, because it's easier to pull it and spray it wide right if you take it and try to go with that momentum a little bit.
Well, it's kind of just your natural one-timer kind of shot. So, I mean, again, when Harley shoots a puck, he's usually got some heat on it, regardless, and he's got a great wrist shot too. So, say la vie.
He took a nice little hop. Remember, so the goal that Wyatt scored on the power play against Colorado in Game 7.
Yep.
He did this big jump off the ice behind the net. It was a great goal. He was excited.
Yep.
That was Harley did a little hop as well there.
Got a little air under there.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a big goal. Those guys didn't want to go back to Winnipeg.
No.
I mean, and again, if he doesn't score that goal and the game continues on, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. Who's going to get the bounce? And what I liked about the way this goal, regardless, I'll be honest with you, regardless of if Winnipeg scored it tonight or Dallas, which they did, you want it to be a good goal. I don't like the ones that bounce off of 7 different people and somehow find it over the line. And this was a good, clean power play goal.
You ready to do some super chats?
Can anything match what?
No,
Misty Boy did?
No. That's why we did that off the top. It was massive. I mean, can they?
I think
yes, but I'm not expecting another $500 super
But the rest of the folks that are super chatting,
mm-hmm.
they should be able to at least combine match it. I mean,
they could try.
There's a challenge for you.
That'll
be the Bud Light challenge.
He's thrown down the gauntlet.
Match I Love Misty.
Yes, with a massive $499.55. It's crazy. It's the new record here at DLLS. All right, John, let's go.
Bing bang.
Start with Stars 25 Cup here with a Haskin in 99. Oh, a small step toward that. It's what, a hundredth of the. It's got to start somewhere. Hey Siri. This is going to go right to my phone, too. Play Pantera. Harley is stunting on these hoes.
Yeah. Agreed.
Do we get that clean from
We
Owen?
can't do that, unfortunately. You know how many times I've asked for this and I've gotten booted with it?
I'm just hoping that my phone or watch didn't pick it up and started playing it. Tommy Carlson with a Brendan Smith and Thomas Harley. Hellebuyck, buck, F redacted.
Hellebuyck, buck. Hellebuyck, buck.
Now we're gonna have to. What can we come up for Skinner?
Oh, I'm sure. Well, we have a Skinner already.
Skinner
from The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
Nathan Wilkes with a Masterton and 99 Cup here. Thank you, Nathan. Was there a sticker there, John, or was that just?
Nope, that is just a 20 note.
Just a gratuity. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Thank you, Nathan.
Bang.
You're good people. Hints me with your best shot with a Haskin in 99. The man of Sam Steele continues to be one of our best. Going bar down is absolute filth. We need a Sam Steele shirt. Let's go Stars. What would you do?
Well, I don't think it went bar down, but
no,
even still.
But it went up in the corner off a deflection.
Yeah. It was a great goal. Great goal.
Stars aren't in this position right now without him scoring that goal.
Exactly.
Okay.
Bing
next
bang.
one. Ken Murphy Photography with a Ben and a Harley. Frickin' bring on the Oilers. Let's do this, boys. Great game in front of an awesome fan base. Tell you what, this AAC crowd has just been bonkers all playoff run so far.
It's beautiful to see. I don't know how you can go over there and watch games, but
I know they all say that Reunion was louder because it was more. It didn't have quite the same
everything
luxuries.
Was sitting on top.
You're just kind of crammed together. Were there times where you
didn't have this atmosphere? God bless every one of them fans, but it doesn't have this atmosphere.
How so?
Oh, Jesus. This is.
You mean with all the light shows and everything?
Even to watch it on TV and see everything that's going on there, the lights and all the. It's awesome. Yeah.
Was there ever a time when you were playing playoff hockey at Reunion that you couldn't hear each other talking to each other on the ice?
I probably wasn't paying attention, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well.
But no, it got loud in there.
Yeah.
It was good. They had a good sound system at the time. We
Bing
played a lot
bang.
of Pantera. Can't do that on the show, though.
No, probably on the show. Reed Thomas with a Haskin in 99. Sam Steele, what a legend with that dirty stash. Miro soaring around like an eagle. McDavid is due for a visit to Dr. Bischel. Let's go LFG Stars.
It's funny you bring up Bischel in that comment. I was thinking about that how that's going to play out. Maybe not so much in Dallas on the road kind of things. Connor McDavid can make people look foolish.
Oh, can he?
He's got, and you have to play, if you're not as agile as a Miro Heiskanen when he's healthy, which will be interesting. Miro gets a couple days off here, because when he had the opportunity to play against that guy, he could do a hell of a job. And I don't know, I haven't seen anybody besides Miro play against McDavid and be able to hold the gap like Miro does. And so I don't know if that.
And I'm not sure Miro's quite at that speed yet.
I don't think he is.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see. But I would assume, because if you're going to put Miro against McDavid now,
let me ask you this. We'll talk a lot about the Oilers in the next couple of days because we have a couple of shows Monday, Tuesday before our first game on Wednesday.
I thought we had Monday and Tuesday.
No, we get Sunday off though. Did you see anything watching the?
That's tomorrow.
Yeah. Did you watch Vegas, Edmonton, and see anything? There were a couple of games where McDavid was pretty. But what I'm saying is, there were a couple of games where he was pretty quiet. McDavid. Did you see anything that the
what he's
Golden
doing?
Knights
when
did?
you say quiet, you mean he's not scoring goals?
Yes.
No, he's still Connor McDavid.
Still
he
dangerous.
He's only scored 3 goals, so he seems to be all of a sudden setting everybody up. I do think that's a different Oilers team. It's not the same team that we've seen, and we'll see. I'm sure they were hoping this game could go another game and go to Game 7 because
Probably.
It sounds like Ekholm's going to be back. That's their steadiest defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
How healthy he's going to be, I don't know, but it sounds like he's going to be back.
Interesting.
But when you have, I was telling John this, I think it's of their last 17 goals that they have scored now, 9 of them have come when Draisaitl or McDavid are not on the ice.
Yeah, they've gotten more from Evander Kane, and
they're a different team. They've got,
of course, they've got Janmark in there still.
Oh yeah, and Hyman, and they've got guys that aren't used to scoring. Corey Perry's having a great playoffs at 40
our old buddy
years
the
old.
Worm.
And he is that guy. So with Perry, they've got some guys that go to the front of the net now too, and they stir the pot pretty well.
Oh yeah.
So it's a little bit different team. Their question mark is going to be like all the other teams besides this team right here is going to be, who is it? Pickard? Is it Skinner? Who's going to be the guy? Right now, I'm sure it's going to be Skinner to start. But they both.
Well, remember, Pickard, was he hurt or sick that he had to?
Well, he was hurt prior to that.
He had to, because Skinner got waived, or not waived, but he got benched. Pickard was great to finish off the LA Kings.
They lost their first 3 games, I think, and then
First
Pickard
2
comes in and he was in 6 in a row.
Yeah, and then we'll have to do some digging and see where they're at before we start speaking more intelligently about their goalies. But we will do that because we'll have a couple of shows to get you ready for that. All right, up next, more Super Chats. We'll say hi to Sam as the DLLS Stars Post Game show rolls on after a Game 6 win over the Jets. But first, let's talk about a DLS diehard and specifically spring cleaning right now. Going on a very nice sale on the alldlls.com website, part of the ALLCITY network. You can get up to 75% off certain items, 30% off the entire store with a couple of exceptions, but it's a great time. Check out our website, click on the merch app link, and then don't forget we have some really nice Stars playoff shirts that are exempt from the sale, but boy, are they sharp. That Finnish Mafia shirt. Favorite one that we have. I've got it. I'll wear it again for one of our shows this week probably. The pre-sale on that is the second time around because we sold out of almost all the sizes and then had to do another run. So if you want to get that one, order it now. Do not wait because there's no guarantees there'll be another run of those. Then you've got the Wyatt Johnston 16-bit that goes along really nicely with that Mike Modano 16-bit that we have, which I believe is back in stock. The Mikko Finisher, the Mikko Moose, and of course the Jamie Benn Visor as well. All of those are available as part of our spring cleaning sale. And don't forget, sign up to be a DLS diehard so you get access to everything on the site, whether it is the writing that Sam and Sean do for the Stars, Tim for the Mavs, Joe and Clarence for the Cowboys, of course, Jeff for the Rangers, and you get all sorts of things like 20% off all other merchandise, special discounts to events, and access to the diehard-only Discord channel. The Stars site or the Stars group inside the Discord is incredibly great, full of a great community, a lot of fun people. They pop off in there during games during the day or night, 24/7. There's always somebody in there, and it's hard to keep up with, but boy, are they fun. And we will get to more of them soon. So scan that QR code and go sign up to be a diehard today. All right. More Super Chats, and Sam. Is our little intrepid beat writer there, John?
He is not.
Okay, so let's do some more Super Chats while we wait for Sam to pop in. And remind everybody that we'll be on the air again on Monday with a 2 o'clock podcast because the Western Conference Final will begin Wednesday, Game 1 at American Airlines Center. And the nice thing is we've got a schedule for human beings, in case you were curious about it. The Western Conference Final, look at this. There's the Dallas Stars.
Oh wait, that is
halfway through.
That is not the schedule.
That's not the schedule. That's confirming that they've won
Did
eight
John
games.
make a mistake?
I mean, if you want to
That's
call
their
him out,
version of the Stanley Cone.
it is.
No, Luds, you clipped this for me. Don't you remember?
No.
You sent me a screenshot.
Well,
you
he
opened
just
Photoshop
relishes
on your
this.
laptop.
No, don't. I'm not
And
allowed
you put
to
it
play
together.
I'm not allowed to play with any buttons up there.
So Wednesday, the 21st, it'll be a 7 o'clock Central Time start. They will play Friday as well, also at 7 in Dallas. Game 3 will be a Sunday 2 p.m. Central Time game in Edmonton. So a Sunday afternoon matinee, Luds. And then Tuesday, May 27th, Game 4, that's at 7 Central. And then Thursday, Saturday, Monday, that's how that plays out. So it's every other day.
Don't we have a schedule we could put up there? Or no. No. Wonder why.
I thought we did, but that's okay. We'll
Yeah, I
get to
thought we
it.
did
No
too.
worries about that. All right,
No,
let's
it
get to some more of your Super Chats.
Bing bang.
Marshall second with a Pavelski and an Oettinger. I was panicked and thought we were going to lose the series after the first goal. Is that something completely unique to fans, or do players feel it in the back of their mind at all?
Why? Because they scored the first goal?
When Scheifele scored the first goal.
No, I mean, that was early in the second period. No, not with the way that game was going. No, and especially when you have that goaltender. I mean, most of the time the talk is, hey, Otter's keeping us in here.
Yeah.
We're good. Otter's keeping us in here.
I mean, I thought they were the better team. And then obviously in the second period, they were getting pushed back a little bit, but then they rallied and yeah. I don't know if there's ever, Luds, I would say this. I don't think the Stars ever feel like they're out of it. I think they have a fair amount of confidence that they're able to, if they can get one, they can get some momentum and they can go.
Why? You know why you're never out of it?
Jake Oettinger.
Yep. Exactly.
I've been listening. Unlike
the
you,
answer-
I actually listen.
The answer is going to be always Jake Oettinger. So, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you don't feel, I've been there a couple times, you know, and you don't feel like you're out of it. Like goal goes in early, and whether it's a game 7 or, you know, an important game, you're like, we're not out of this. I mean, that guy, we know that guy there is he's going to do his job, and he's going to close the door, and we've got opportunities to come back. There's no panic, especially when it's early. You're just getting into the second period and you're down by a goal. It's like, no, we keep doing what you're doing, and that guy will close the door. We're going to get our opportunities.
Just got an email from Stars PR. They will have the day off tomorrow, which they've deserved.
Yeah.
Then they will have a day off on Monday with no player. So they get 2 days off. Pete DeBoer will have interview availability on Monday for the media. So it looks like, Luds, they're not skating until Tuesday.
They shouldn't. Rest is best, you know. And again, you've got a team that's already been resting for a couple days. So, you know, the rest is one thing, but there's everybody's got something going on, right? Get some treatment if you need it, and let's get you as close to 95% as you can be.
All right, let's do another one.
Bing bang.
Andrew with a Heiskanen and Rantanen. Dodonov earned a goal tonight. Hopefully soon. He was fantastic.
Yeah, you know what? And guys like that, you basically tell them, don't change a thing. You know, and you're supposed to be one of them depth guys. I mean, he, again, for 36 years old, he doesn't look it. And he, you know what you're getting out of him every night. He gives you, regardless of who he plays with and what line Pete puts him on, you know what you're getting.
You can see why Pete DeBoer wanted him. They traded Denis Gurianov to Montreal a couple years ago at the deadline, and they got Dodonov. And you can see why he's almost always in the lineup. There were a couple times where he got healthy scratched down the stretch, but not very common.
Do you think that was the only reason? You think it because he's 36 years old? Give him some time off.
Maybe it was just because somebody else was going. And remember, Maverick.
I'm going to the whoop ass.
Oh, you're going to the whoop ass cup?
I'm going to the whoop ass.
Were you drinking from that all night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you said it in the pregame.
Well, I was hoping we'd have more people that wrap some tape around their Bud Light cans that said whoop ass.
Maybe they didn't. They just didn't send it in.
Nobody heard me.
But anyway, I just think Dadonov kind of plays the same way that a guy like Granlund plays. Hard, fast.
Finish, like Finns do?
Yeah, a little bit.
You're letting in?
Yeah.
You're checking.
A little bit.
Going to finish his tricks.
But he's got some skill.
Yeah.
And he's quick. You can see why Pete DeBoer has always had so much trust in him when it comes to playoff hockey, because it suits his game. Colin B with a Heiskanen 99. I found it kind of funny that Miro was bumped to power play 1, but Harley gets the game-winning goal. Great win tonight. Bring on the Oilers.
I said the other night, I was sitting upstairs with the guys, and I don't think you were here. And I think I actually texted you guys and said, the next power play, I promise you that Thomas Harley will be off.
I hadn't come back from the AAC yet.
Yeah.
That was
and Thomas had, again, some people, we talked about that. And I think for Harley, having Miro back, a little pressure on him. Oh, I know who it was. Brian Waddle. He sent me a text message this morning. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Wads.
No, he sent me a text message this morning and asked about that. And I said, yeah. And I said, here's why, is I think he feels Big Daddy over his shoulder. And I got to be a little perfect. So a little more pressure on him. He fumbled the puck a couple times on this second power play, and out comes Miro.
Do you think that's a good thing, though?
It's a great thing.
To have those options, to also have that little internal competition to push each other.
Yeah, and if one of them's tired, you don't worry about putting the other one out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got two guys there that can.
That's, I think, the best weapon is that if one guy's just been out there for a minute plus, you don't have to force him to go out. You just say, hey, other guy's fresh, he's going.
Yep.
Sam.
All right, Sam's here. We'll get to the rest of your Super Chats, we promise. But let's say hi to the Samando himself. We're going to call him Edmonton Sam here pretty soon as the Stars go to the Western Conference Final for the third straight year. Sam, how was the perspective from the press box?
Squirrel.
Yeah, I'm watching ET television over here, so I'm a little distracted. But I want to start with the not as happy so we can be all happy after that. But I watching that goal celebration and watching Mark Scheifele skate out of the penalty box and get hugged one by one by his teammates, go through the handshake line, hugged one by one by the Stars, long conversation with Jamie Benn and a few others, to then see them go off the ice. Adam Lowry's almost in tears. His teammates were almost in tears, saying they just so badly wanted to get the penalty kill for him. Scott Arniel talking about how proud he was of him to come out. He played a great game, everything aside, and to put all that on top of it. Just huge. Pete DeBoer started his press conference by saying that he was so proud and condolences and all these things to the Scheifele family. So I just wanted to mention that first because it was really powerful to kind of have the ups and downs and rides of a roller coaster of looking one end and seeing Harley celebrate and looking the other and seeing all that was going on. So final thought on that. But on the Stars side, just so excited, and Pete used the word proud about 50 times in his press conference, just of the group, of everything they went through. He said this group, if it's any less mature group than what we have, we probably don't win that game after going down 1-0 and what we were facing. That it just kind of felt like the game that was going to be a 1-0 Jets lead that turned into a 2-0 Jets lead in a smothering, frustrating game, and Dallas just didn't stop, and they just kept pushing, found the goal, found a way to draw the penalty, which Pete did say he didn't get a good look at it, but he said, you know what, Sam Steele said the same thing. He said, you know what, it could have been a penalty shot, it was close, but me tired with chopped up ice on a penalty shot versus a 1 minute 45-second power play with fresh ice in overtime, I think they chose the right one, and the Stars were pretty happy with it, so I thought that was good. There's a lot going on, so I took a few notes just to remember a few things to say. But one thing that was funny was Jake talking about Thomas Harley, talked about how good he is and how he just has matured so much since the Four Nations, and mentioned that he ditched the U.S. to play for Team Canada, which I thought was funny. And then Pete was asked about his balance between Canada and the U.S. with beating a Canadian team and now trying to do the same thing against Edmonton, and he said, I'm usually Canadian, today I'm finished. Go ahead with the break.
Thank you, Sam, and thanks to everyone who joined in on our television platforms. Make sure to like and subscribe here on the pod, and check out alldlls.com. Okay, back to the show. And we're still on Victory Plus and on YouTube. And, of course, if you're listening to our audio platform later on our podcast streaming, we've got overtime.
That was for me, wasn't it?
What's that?
Let me know that we're still on Victory Plus. So
No, actually, I was just giving.
Sam, that's why he did it.
No, this was not. I can carve you many times, but for this time, it was appreciation for our viewers sticking with us on Victory Plus.
Wanted me to watch my language.
Well, I mean, I do, but that wasn't in.
Normally, I don't have to at this time.
That's right.
Yeah,
but you do.
Okay, I will.
You were right, and I want to tell you that you didn't. You don't sound as harsh as you thought you were when you were talking about not wanting a penalty shot on the trip on Steele. Even Steele very self-deprecatingly said, "You don't want me taking that shot tired with a chewed-up ice surface."
See, that's like for somebody me that has no confidence, not Steele. Steele should feel like he can handle that, but I'm still happy it happened.
I think he's just saying that because it's in front of the cameras, and it's a classy way to say it, but he's underselling himself.
Know who you are.
Yeah. All right, Sam, get back to it.
Yeah, only a couple more things. One thing that Pete talked about a bunch was he believes that the Winnipeg Jets are the best coached team in the NHL. He talked about Scott Arniel all through the season, getting through the injuries they did, getting through the playoffs with the injuries they had. He said he was so good at adjusting both within games and game to game, but he gave him a ton of credit. He said he's a huge fan of his and what he did. He thinks they should win the Jack Adams easily. But just a ton of credit to what they were able to do. And I'm sure Arniel's going to say the same thing about Pete. It was a real behind the scenes, X's and O's thing with this series because it's so tight, so little difference between the two teams that it's the little bounces, the little plays, and obviously the little adjustments and the X's and O's that make the difference. But speaking of bounces, Jake Oettinger talked about the save, and he did say it hit the butt end of his stick as he dropped it out of his blocker on that diving play. Obviously, such a weird play. Jake kind of the credit I give him, and I'd love to hear Sean on this maybe this week, but Jake actually he looks over and sees that shot is not coming yet. And he doesn't just like flail or dive. He actually waits until it starts to get released and then dives across to give himself a chance. So it's almost like a desperation, but patient desperation. And if you look at the stick on the play, if you're looking at the screen, his stick is falling out of his blocker and the bottom kind of goes down towards the ice and the puck hits the bottom, which I just think is incredible. But Jake said, look, we were due a bounce, especially him, right? He had seen some just wacky goals so far in the playoffs. And he said, that's the equivalent of the Lehkonen kick floating up over my head in game 1 of the Colorado series. So a well-deserved bounce for Jake there. And then my final note was I posted, so if you guys already talked about this, Stars start on Wednesday, game 1 Wednesday night. They bumped the Katy Perry concert that night, either to Tuesday or Thursday. I'm not sure which one. And I tweeted out and I said, the Dallas Stars are officially more important than Katy Perry. And boy, did I get harassed on Twitter by Katy Perry's fans who must have an alert on Twitter that when someone mentions her name, they get it, because I was called so many names by so many underage Katy Perry fans on Twitter. So I will be seeing those comments for days to come.
Man, Sam, what did you do? You seem to be a target on social media right now.
Yeah, I get in trouble. I put myself in trouble, and I didn't. And I should have put sarcasm. I didn't put sarcasm again. That was the issue.
Sarcasm sign.
I refused to do it.
Hold it up.
I refused to do it. It's too fun.
Yeah, well, you're going to pay the price for it. Okay, let's get to some more super chats because we are already in overtime, and I'm sure we got a bunch more. Although John's smiling over there like he's got some things going on.
Well, I just looked at Sam's mentions.
Nice. Are they good?
Oh, they're pretty good. There's not some of them we can't put on the show.
Okay.
Even in overtime. We definitely cannot put them on the show.
All right. Next super chat. Paul with a Brendan Smith and year after the cup. Just want to give Mark a hug right now. Go Stars. That's the one thing, Luds, that I thought was really impressive and not surprising, but when I was at that scrum this morning, Kevin Cheveldayoff walked in, and it surprised everybody because we were standing around the AAC waiting for Scott Arniel because we heard that he was going to go early since it was an optional skate for the Jets. And all of a sudden, Cheveldayoff walks over, and everyone went, uh-oh, that's not good, or something's up. Well, yeah, something was really up. And he announced, of course, that the news that they had just found out that Mark Scheifele's father, Brad, had passed away, that Scheifele was back at the hotel, and all those things. And I tweeted it, and the outpouring of support from Stars fans, Jets fans, you name it, condolences, sadness, all those things was incredible. And I believe we started seeing $55 donations from Stars fans to the Jets Foundation. Of course, Mark Scheifele wears number 55. And to me, it's just a wonderful thing to see people understand the humanity and emotions of a situation and be able to compartmentalize the intense, fierce playoff rivalry and separate it from real life.
Well, the other thing is, I think between the players who go to war against each other in the playoffs, not only during the regular season, but to walk through that line at the end of the game, and every single player gives Mark Scheifele a hug.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That it just tells you about the camaraderie through the NHL. I mean, I can't speak for other sports, but that's regardless of what happened between Jamie and Scheifele or anybody. That
conversation was long.
Yeah, and that's
between
all
the
more
captain
important.
and Scheifele.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bing bang.
Tyler with a Ben and a 99 cup here. I love milk.
He needs some milk.
Drop requests are
I agree.
highly encouraged in the super chats.
2%.
Bing bang.
I could use some milk.
Nathan with a Masterton and a 99 cup here. 8 of 32 years in the years the Stars have been in the Western Finals. Did y'all touch the Campbell Bowl in 99?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't think we did. I don't remember. Back in '86, or '85, I guess. I don't remember it being a thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't remember it was like a taboo whether you did or didn't.
I don't think anybody made a deal about it back then.
No, it wasn't like that. So, but yeah, I don't think we did. I think that Hatchie went up there, and I think we all talked about it before, and nobody agreed on it, and so we left it up to Hatch, which I was to leave it up to that can of beer, but I don't even know what he did.
When Razor was on our show at the beginning of our run, he was our second in-studio guest, but after Brad Alberts. We showed him the
Is that the one
picture.
where Ralphie signed right over his name?
That is this very same signature. You
That
love
was
to
it.
just stir that pot. I'll talk to you about that off the air, but I'm sure you had a conversation.
I
I
with
did
him.
not.
I
I swear
you
I did
haven't
not.
yet?
No, it was right here.
No, I mean after the fact.
No,
No,
I
not
have
yet?
not.
Okay.
No. He won't answer my calls.
Yeah, there you go. So we showed that picture of Razor out on the ice. It was the first ever Stanley Cup winning team photo in the moment. And Razor told the story about how Wayne Gretzky said, we should do this. It would have been really cool to see your team with Montreal and all those old ones have that in the moment photo, because I'm guessing you probably had a formal photo with the Canadiens, all the trophies, everybody. It's almost like team picture day where it's a portrait of the group, but that post game sweat and euphoria just captures it in a different way.
It was different, like for us, because there were pictures that were taken, and I still remember the one at Carvel. We were on the road. I've been on the road for every championship I won, every single one. I've never been at home.
No,
and yeah, but it was in Buffalo. My one in the last one in Buffalo, I had told the trainer, I said, hey, can I have the room, and his training room. And I said, Smitty, do me a favor. Can you go get a case of beer? And then he brought it into the training room, and I just told my twins I was done. And they were just little. I mean, here you guys can have a beer. And, so it was over. But it was very, but it wasn't the big thing in Buffalo. I don't remember it being like that. So, the plane ride, well, I don't remember much of the plane ride either. But, I mean, we were on the plane for 4 hours all the way home, too. So, and then we went to the Omni Hotel. That's pretty
and guess what, Luds?
Checked out.
The dream of the Stanley Cup Parade alumni float lives on.
This is, and we are getting a plaque made. It's going to be the DLLS alumni float.
Oh, sponsored float.
Oh yeah. Well, we're sponsoring ourselves.
Oh, okay.
I'll drive
Well,
it.
no, I love Misty sponsoring it now.
That's darn right we are.
Yeah.
So are we going to have Sam on one of those little mini bikes?
I don't. The head guys.
I'm gonna
said,
dri-
hey,
I gotta
is
drive
Bobby
it.
still up there or no?
You're going to drive it? Oh, that's scary.
No.
I'll
Oh
drive
no.
the
This
float.
no. We're gonna have drivers, Sam. This is
Yeah.
a big deal. No, but we should
Oh,
be
I'll be
doing a
drinking
live
then.
show. We should be doing a live show.
We actually should be. I don't know how we'd pull that off with the
Well, just somebody can drive behind with a cord, big extension cord.
I'll do it.
big,
I
long
know,
cord.
I know technology.
That's the Ethernet cable of
There's
all
gotta be-
Ethernet cables.
Hey, Sam, yeah.
I'll figure it out.
No, it's just a dream.
No, we're
not
talking
playing
about
John's
John's
been
been
talking
some
about the
Connor
parade for like
Hellebuyck
6
up in
months.
here.
Bobby's still here. Well, you got nothing at home. Might as well be
Oh
here.
my God, you're so mean to our head of content. By the way, he is management. So just to let you know, Tommy Carlson with a Brendan Smith and a Jason Robertson. I'm hoping that Robo gets active again. Stars for cups. Is that what that is?
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that, but a few more days of getting healthy or whatever it may be, and so yeah. But I agree.
And Luds,
We need him to be visible.
A
interesting thought.
die-hard float
Ooh, a DLS diehard float.
that was suggested in the chat.
Well, yeah,
behind
but
our
we
float.
don't have the authority to
Wait.
just start adding floats.
Oh,
we have
multiple
No,
floats.
no,
alumni
that's
float.
what it's going to be. It's going to be it's my float.
Oh, you can put whoever on it.
Well, do we got to play the tape back? Luds,
The-
you
the
get a
full
float.
Yeah, with
99
the
team.
alumni.
That's from the general manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine. There's only like 6 of them alive. We got room for a whole bunch of them.
I love it.
Maybe 5 by the time we get there.
One last thought on Jason Robertson real quick is even though he had off-season surgery and had a slow start, he had time to start ramping up, practicing skating, right? He didn't have his summer off-season training that he normally does, but he had some time. This injury that he had, while probably different than what he had because it's, looked like a knee than a foot, he had to get into the deep end of the pool with very little recovery time to get ramped up because it's the playoffs, Luds.
Okay.
You know I'm right.
Luds is sick
I-
of hearing
yeah.
about Robo.
He's not listening to me. Okay, let's move
You
on.
have this
Bing bong.
defensive Robo thing. You got
I was right. He got better during the season, didn't he?
well, he better of. It's 82 games long.
Yeah. Marshall second with a Lundqvist and an Oettinger. This series was truly a goalie duel, and we have our winner. I wasn't watching hockey when Otter stole that series years ago. How does this compare?
Nowhere near.
Stole that
was,
series.
I'm assuming talking about Calgary.
Well, he didn't
steal
win
the
the
series
series.
because they lost, but he was incredible.
was
I mean,
great.
if that's what we're talking about, Jake was basically the only player in that series for Dallas. This one, it's a much deeper team. but
Yeah,
he
I
was
mean,
still
Calgary
incredible.
was a heavy favorite in that, and they ended up winning
Yeah.
in overtime of Game 7.
You'll be again. We can do this because we're not the players. I mean, if this thing goes another couple rounds and it finishes the way we all hope it's going to finish, there's no. I mean, because it's going to finish because of Jake. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Gonna
He's
finish his
gonna-
chicks.
It's.
And I
if-
was going to say he's got to
if they're
finish
going
his
to
chicks,
win,
too.
that's what's going to happen. It's going to be because of Jake.
After-
Now we could also throw in Mikko.
I was
got
going to
it.
say, yep.
But I will tell you right now, his name, the American, will have his name etched on that
Conn Smythe.
on Smythe trophy.
When did that shift for you? Because there was not that long ago in this series, Mikko Rantanen was the number one contender
Oh,
for the Conn Smythe.
and listen, I shouldn't put it that way. Like right now, with everything that Mikko's doing, it's going to get more difficult. Each round it gets more. We saw it. It's more difficult this
yeah.
round.
Yep.
It's going to get more difficult next round, and then it's going to get difficult when you play Carolina in the finals. So, but I think the constant is going to be Jake.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, and wouldn't that be something if it was Freddie Andersen, who's playing unbelievable right now for them, versus Oettinger? If that's what it was. I don't know what it's going to be.
Stan Coven
Coverage.
versus Rantanen.
Yeah,
You
not
come
so.
in, we're
I know, I
so
know.
that's not. Yeah.
That'll be an interesting one. We'll have to talk about it on the show this week.
See what-
It'll be Carolina versus either Toronto or Florida.
When's our next show? Wednesday?
For what's next show or
Wednesday.
game?
Yeah,
no,
next show.
Monday.
Monday?
Monday and
Oh,
Tuesday.
we
Yeah,
got a
nice
show
try.
on Monday. I was
Let's
going to say
just
we
keep.
have 2
He's
days
trying to
off
get us
for
like a
once.
3-day weekend here. All right, let's go to the next one.
Bing bong.
First hat trick of the night.
Tommy with a Brendan Smith in Year After the Cup.
You better be throwing your new hat.
I am.
0-2 for teams that made playoff songs. Who was the other one that made the song besides Winnipeg,
Does
Sam?
Colorado have a song?
That's a sign. That's a sign, John. Come on.
Oh, wait. It could be. No. Can't be St. Louis.
Oh, I'm so
Who else
sad.
did I actually don't
I'm
know
not-
the answer to this.
I don't know.
It's Sorry, Sam.
Maybe
I was cocking back, getting ready to throw my hat. Luds, there's no
Oh,
full
nice.
solo cups over there.
No, you're good.
Over. Okay.
You don't ever get it this far anyways.
We'll protect the whoop-ass cup.
Oh, look at him. He's digging in now.
Here we go.
I want the Stanley Cup.
We need to have you play like a drum roll drop while you do this.
I only have
That should be our theme song.
I only have
even
2
after
arms.
the
No.
series.
You have to hit go and then throw. Wow, he hit your computer.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
I didn't
Hey,
know I had
guys.
to wear my cup on the air here.
Guys. No, John.
No. Sam's got something.
Are they playing it?
We are currently being told to exit the building because of an emergency. No
What
joke.
did he say?
All right. Sam's being kicked out. Are the fire alarms going off? They are.
Yeah.
All right,
I gotta get out of
Sam.
the building.
Be safe.
See you guys.
Sam blew up another toilet.
We'll see you on Monday.
All right. I love you guys.
The
God.
Simando, the destroyer of toilets. What's the full title? What's his full name?
Can't Sam just walk over here?
Yeah, it's like a 5-minute, 10-minute
Right behind
walk.
you. It's over there.
Ben, text Sam and tell him to come over here.
Yeah, we got.
Wait.
Well, you better text him that.
Wait. I thought we had to get off.
No, we got super chats. We got to finish.
Oh.
He had to leave because the fire alarm.
No,
just
I
went
thought
off.
we had to be off at a certain time. Oh, no? Okay. Oh, that's tomorrow's
Well,
day off.
No, but we're getting towards timer on the screen territory.
That's what it is. It's a timer on the screen thing.
All right. Well, let's get that
20,
super chat.
27 more.
How many?
27. 28. The slower
Oh.
we do them, the more more come
27,
in.
28 what?
More super,
Super
chats.
chats.
Oh, we're going to need more beer.
Well,
we're going to need a bigger boat.
You did challenge them to try to match I Love Misty's $499.
Is somebody keeping track?
No, probably not. But
What's the average? $40 a piece?
no, it's less than that because we've had a lot of Haskin and 99.
Well, if we're going to be here,
$15?
let's be here.
Oh, the average. Okay, Christian with a
You're all invited
Madonna
on the float.
99. Busy celebrating at happiest hour with some Bud Light. We'll watch this later tonight. How about that answer tonight from Harley after giving up the first goal in Game 5? Confidence booster for him. No, he
Well,
doesn't need a confidence
I was
booster.
just going to say, the one thing he's not short on is confidence.
No, not at all.
Which is a great way to be, especially if you're a golfer. But I mean, for Thomas, he's got confidence of the yin yang. He is and he should be. He's got all the tools.
I heard one national NHL pundit say that Dallas has 2 number 1 defensemen right now with Haskin and Harley. Do you agree with that?
Well, you know what? I agree with it because Miro's not at 100%.
But
When Miro's at 100%, he's the number 1.
But is Harley a number 1 caliber defenseman? Based on what you saw, especially with Miro being out.
I mean, you're going to say on any team or on this team?
No. I think on any team. It's not comparing the two. What he's saying is they have 2 defensemen that are capable of being number 1s.
You're talking to a guy that I don't believe in the way the Norris is handed out.
Yeah, I know.
2 trophies. So Thomas is getting better at the defensive side of things, but the thing about Harley is, I know I got to speed this up because we got 32
just said
more
we'll go
to go.
faster, and then we both
Timer's
start.
going on the screen in 10
So
seconds.
yeah, they got 2 number 1s. Move on.
All right, thank you, Christian. Machiavelli suck. Being white is great. What?
Wait,
What are you filtering? Seriously, the refs cheated for the Oilers last year. That's a tough one. Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Bing bang.
Stephen Craig with a Casey DeSmith and 99 cup here. I soiled 6 diapers tonight in my pull-up now buy. Okay. You were nervous, but they won.
balls, butt cracks, and grundles?
That's a great drop.
Bing bang.
Bailey with a Haskin and 99. Okay, meetup needs to be organized. Want to share some brews with Luds.
I'm in.
Boss, they want to meet up.
Ben, we need the company card.
The diehards want to meet up. They want a DLLS Stars event.
I feel like I Love Misty can just pay.
Wouldn't it be great to have them cheering in the background here for a watch along?
Like a live studio audience.
Yeah.
Hey, they could bring the beer.
Do we have another happiest hour thing going on?
Our boss says he's working on
Bing
something.
bang.
Working on get extension cords.
Big
too.
Ferd, 89.89 with a Haskin at 99. Will the Stars still run 7 defensemen in against the Oil or go with more forwards because their goaltending is so much weaker, meaning
They
the
will be
Oilers?
done running 7D when Miro Heiskanen is healthy enough.
Go Stars, love the pod. Thank you, Bigford.
the whole 7 defensemen is not because of forwards and everything. It's because, they're not going to get him into the 27, 28 overtime and stuff like that until he's healthy.
So we saw overtime tonight. Luds, he played 23:40.
Thomas played 25 minutes. Your top guy, minute guy on the team. Way ahead of you.
Bing bang.
And again, that's good that he's elevating that. And he looks way better than he did in game 1 for sure. So it's getting better. You just don't want any setbacks.
Wesley Hall with a Brendan Smith and a year after the Cup. Go Stars, go Luds, go me. In that order.
No. That's all right.
Bing bang.
At least you're on the list.
No, not me.
Oh,
him.
I thought you said you.
No, it said
Well,
go
he
me.
said go me. He
No,
meant you to
he
read
meant
that.
him.
He knew you were reading it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think he meant him.
No,
I
I
don't
think
think
he
I'm on that list.
No.
T. Farmer with a Masterton and 99 Cup year. Unbelievable game. We're not going to Winnipeg. That's right.
Wait, what happened to Sam?
going home!
Big feels with my son there for this game, given the circumstances. What a heck of a one. Luds, I believe we've texted the Samando and let him know that his travel to Edmonton is contingent on him getting here before the end of our Super Chats. We'll see.
Is that what happened?
Although
That's
I'm now
what- he
realizing I would have to set up a third chair if Sam shows up.
Not
which I don't
necessarily.
want to
You could
do.
just bring a mic over
Why,
and tell him to
why
sit
did-
on the
what-
floor.
Just put him on your lap. Like, what's that the guy with the ventricles?
Elf on the
What's that
Shelf?
guy's name?
No, yeah.
Who?
Jeff Dunham.
Yeah, Jeff Dunham.
The ventriloquist
do
comedian.
The Dunham thing over there.
Oh, that would be funny.
Got a little camera.
I'll use Sam as a puppet.
That's yeah.
What would be Chad? What would the Sam Nestler version of Elf on the Shelf be? Send in your chats.
Ooh, I want to hear
Bing
those.
bong.
All right, next one. Marshall second with a a Brendan Smith a year after the Cup. Y'all should let I Love Misty mark off the cone.
Agreed.
I mean, that's
100%.
a heck of a super chat tonight from I Love Misty. I agree. Next.
Bing bang.
Joey Hamill with a Haskinen 99, enjoying some Finnish gin. I don't know how to say Suomi the right way, but that's how it's spelled, but I'm sure that's not right. To celebrate another series win, hoping to sneak down to the AAC again, but on to the next. Luds, have you ever had Finnish gin?
Not a gin guy.
No?
No.
I don't mind a gin and tonic in
Gin
the
and
summer.
tonics, but it kind of like a Christmas tree in your mouth.
Well, it's the juniper, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that what
I
it's
think
made
it's
of?
juniper berries, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little. No.
I think so. But anyway, yeah.
Tanner.
He's been here the whole night. Here, let's go to the next
Tanner,
one.
you know this isn't your night. Your show's not on. Oh, okay. All right. Drive fast,
Bing
take
bang.
chances.
Talk hockey with me with a Haskinen 99. The FDA should study hockey playoff overtime wins because I'm pretty sure it qualifies as a drug. Go Stars.
I agree 100% with that one.
Bing bang.
We're just going to bing bong into the wee hours of the night. Bailey with a Madonna 99 Cup here. I told you guys they would spray some chocolate dust on late jet perineum taint.
Your balls,
Well,
butt cracks, and grundles.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, it means nacho.
When is the next meetup? I owe Lud some beers.
Not what?
Ben?
Nacho what?
It's nacho ass, and it's nacho balls. He just wanted another drop.
He did.
He just led me.
And I was trying not to giggle through
He
it.
led me right into that thing.
Yeah.
Bing bang.
Bailey says he owes you beers, though.
Okay.
Violent Chipmunk. That's a name. With a Masterton 99 Cup year. Ha!
I
Always
don't
good.
even know if that was requesting that drop.
I'm going to go with it. You can obviously use Super Chats to request drops.
Bing bang.
Tanner with a, not that Tanner. Tanner Bankson with a Madonna 99 Cup year. 3 straight years to the Western Final? Yes, please. Let's make the third time the charm. On a serious note, well done, Winnipeg, and condolences to Mark and his family. It's a very nice Super Chat.
Do we want to check in on Sam?
What's our check-in?
No, sorry, the chat prompt, not.
Yeah. Please.
Sam on the spam. We've got Sam on the cam if he started in OnlyFans. Sam at Christmas time. Sam on a ham.
Sam on a ham. That's pretty funny.
He could probably.
We've got a few
ride
Sam on hams.
Same
could.
size.
Well, he could.
Sam
bake.
on the ma'am.
You know what? You probably have a guy,
Sexual.
Luds, that could get Sam to ride one of those really large, like show-size pigs. You know, like the 4-H ones. Yeah,
Well,
you be careful with what you're thinking about. I'm talking about livestock here. You probably are thinking that too.
If Sam had a cocaine problem.
Do you remember the Winter Classic where the kids were
Sam on
riding
the
the sheep
gram.
or whatever
Was
that
it sheep?
the rodeo?
did
Well, they
think
have
of
the
that
pig
earlier.
races, but they also
Yeah.
they do those. You know, the
yeah.
kids grab on and whatever. Sam's
in other words,
Sam's
you want-
Instagram account would be Sam on the gram.
We can do
snorting
that
a
with
gram.
Bobby. Maybe that way he gets a date.
Well, be nice. Doesn't have to be a pig.
If Sam was peanut butter, he'd be Sam on some jam.
Boy, the chat really understood the assignment.
Why are we rolling over Sam?
Because John
Because we
set it
can?
up. Yeah, because we can.
If Sam using the bathroom would be Sam Dam.
Sam on a dam, he's stopping it up.
If Sam were trying to tackle Matthew Stafford, he'd be Sam on a ram.
Or that could be Sam sitting on the sheep, right?
Oh, God. All right.
All right.
Bing bang.
By the way, before we get to this one, quick shout out to some of our folks who have made big merchandise purchases since the game ended tonight. Kristen Baldridge, Annalisa Oliphant, Brian Evans, Derek Merrill, and Trace Johnson. Thank you for your very apparently substantial merchandise purchases tonight. So bravo to you guys. All right. Violent Chipmunk with a Masterton 99 Cup here. Has Petrovic earned a spot as a starter? And how do you feel about the bruiser line with him and Bishop?
The bruiser line? Well, the line takes 3 guys. The pair, I'm assuming what we're talking about.
Yes.
I like him as a pair. I tell you, it's difficult to roll with 7 and be the guy on the low on the totem pole, so to speak, because you're only getting, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 minutes a night. And unfortunately, but when Petro was playing, or Petro and Bischel's getting more minutes, and Petro's the guy
Not
a
by
little
much.
bit lower. Yeah, but he's a couple minutes
So
lower.
Petro 9, 17, 15 shifts.
Bischel's somewhere around 12,
Bischel's
isn't he?
10, 21, 14 shifts.
Well, then Petro must have. Well, he did get out there a couple times
You
at
know,
the end.
and then
But-
Labushkin with 13.
Yeah, but but like I said, when that goal went in, the Scheifele goal went in, he had just over 4 minutes, and that's 5 minutes into the second period.
Yeah.
It's hard to play like that.
What
so,
was Miro at?
anyway,
Was he
to
at,
answer
like,
the
9
question?
first
Yes,
period?
and we're wondering why he wasn't here at the start of the year. Well, I was wondering why. He wasn't
Petrovic,
here.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So I think they're good. They know exactly who they are. You know what you get from them. And I think what's happening, and Petro's, I wouldn't say he's an overly physical kind of guy, but Bischel's wearing off on him.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to out-hurt people. You know what I mean? Like
Petro said he
Petro's
used to
had a couple
chase
of them.
physicality. I talked to him the other day. He said he used to look for those hits more earlier in his career.
Sure. And you forget he's 33 years old,
33.
I think.
Yep.
So, but it doesn't mean you can't. I mean, 33 is kind of young. You can,
Oh, in life, it's very young.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you can run, and he's proven he's run a couple guys already. So I think he's just feeling more comfortable
Yeah.
about it. But then when your minutes are like they are, you're trying to go out there a lot of times not making a mistake because you're not as warmed up and into the game as you'd like to be.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Bing bang.
We got Tony J with a Heiskanen and Harley. Look out, USA Hockey Otters better.
There you go.
Bing
Put it on a
bang.
flag.
Daniel with a Heiskanen 99 at Katy
Hey, Katy
Trail.
Which one? You got to specify.
I'm guessing the Ice House, right?
Could be Plano. I don't know. But
At Katy
which
Trail
one?
enjoying a Bud Light post game. Go Stars. Harley Hero. Miro looked like me. He has the confidence to. Love DLS. Wish I could listen in. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it.
Bing bang.
Tommy with a Brendan Smith and year after the cup. Harles wears 55-2. Coincidence? I think not. 2 of the 3 goal scorers tonight wearing 55. Okay.
Bing bang.
Tim Wilkes with a DeSmith and a 99 cup year.
What happened there?
He just gave us a tip, so we thought we'd show the spring cleaning clearance sale.
That is exactly what I was thinking.
See, we're one and the same. We're on the same wavelength tonight.
Bing bang.
James with a Ben and a Harley. Hellebuyck, Buck,
Why do
Buck.
you people do this?
Also Finland.
Hellebuyck, buck. Hellebuyck, buck.
Hey, he made it in. Look at that. See, it wasn't even that long. There he is. Look who's here, everybody. It's the Samando.
Sam, you can sit right in front. Hey, guys.
John's going to set you up here. He's just going to do it.
Well, who's going to run the panel here? Oh.
Hey, guys.
When you signed off because of
Bobby's on
fire
controls.
alarms, we had 27.
We only got one left, then we're leaving, Sam.
Should we just sign off now?
John, what do these buttons do?
It'd be great.
Hit the one with the moose on it.
Moose. See if you can
Hit
find the moose button.
No,
just,
don't.
Just start hitting buttons. So he just switched
John,
to me.
you really need to get back over there.
There he is. Ludsy found the
There he
moose.
is.
There you go.
Yes. Well done, Bobby.
Now fly it. All right, it's gone.
All right. Sam is there. He's on the edge of the screen.
By the way, major indictment of Luds
How
that
do we do
Bobby
this?
sat down in this seat and was able to do things. Fine.
Well, that's for adults. That's why.
So you're saying that
normally
it
the
takes
children are in the
diminishes
middle.
some of Lud's accomplishments?
yes.
Okay.
I don't know. You might want to give one of those rings back, Luds.
No, I was gonna. One of the what's back?
Give one of your rings back because you couldn't
remember
find the
when
moose.
the dumpster got caught on fire next door, and you ran in and you hit buttons and you got the moose to pop up?
Yeah.
He's trying to say that it diminishes your accomplishment because Bobby just sat down and found the moose.
Yeah, but I'm the one that asked him to find it.
That's true.
I directed him.
Yes, you did.
I know where they are.
This is the nicest I've
Even
ever
Cat.
dressed
We
here.
got Cat how to figure it out the other
Look at
night,
that.
too.
Sam's here.
I look nice on the screen.
Sam, you're not sitting in the middle anymore.
I
Do you
know.
like
I
it?
actually kind of want to sit over here. It's a lot nicer over here.
You guys can
Yeah, I
fight
don't
over
like being in
that.
the
You got to
middle.
get the mic in front of your face, though. See, you're forgetting about it. There you go.
Oh. All right, let's
I'll
go
go
to the next
Jank.
super chat.
Don't
Bing
wrap the
bong.
house around it. Oh, that's going to be
Tim
another
with
time.
a Haskin 99. I am
John's writing that
clearly
down
the
right now.
superior
Oh, wrap
Wilkes
it.
here. Birth tribute to 55 tonight. Win or loss was awesome. Awesome. Starts with 55, ends with 55. Thank you, Tim.
Okay.
Love
Must
it.
be his agent. John?
All right, I was checking
You're
Sam's
up.
levels.
John wanted to make sure we could hear Sam.
You don't need
Bing
to.
bong.
Sam already got distracted. Ryan Chambers with an
I'm gonna
Oettinger and a Harley. Sorry I'm late, but I want to say the Rantanen deserves love. That Rantanen deserves love, but I think Otter deserves more. He has been a complete and solid rock for this team. In my opinion, this is his best postseason run so far.
Well, no, I agree 100% with that. You know, another reason where you could even that out a little bit with Rantanen is now there's so much attention being drawn to Rantanen. It's opening up the other four guys that he plays with.
Mhm.
Because and
The
that,
other four.
that didn't. Yeah.
No, it's funny
I know.
because he's
the other 21.
no, but he's right. He plays with two different lines.
That's not what I meant.
You meant the four other guys on the ice at the same time.
Yes. So,
Take it off or
Sam,
what?
this was a really good show till you got here.
Ah.
No, but I think that's right. But what happens is because he draws so much attention to him, and we'll see what happens in the next round. Like I was saying, well, I think I said it to John. It's funny how that Edmonton went about their business. You want me to hurry up, John, and just get through the bing bongs?
I don't know what we're doing at this point, man.
Buddy,
What
they're
is,
still
what is all
piling
this
up.
Sam on a pan, Sam on a can?
Oh my God. Okay.
Why is half the
that's
half
one of
the
those.
chat rhyming my name?
John, would you explain this? Because you.
Wait a second. Now, why is Bobby over there smiling?
Sam-
Are you throwing in $1.99?
Hey, Sam.
No.
Sam
Oh, I
Alama.
thought you were.
No, he's
chatting it
smiling.
up.
No, he's smiling because he's listening.
Sam Alama Ding Dong is actually my nickname
Okay,
for
so
my dad,
Sam,
so that's a good one.
John will tell you how this started.
Well, it was because we said something about Elf on the Shelf, which I don't know where that
I'm not
came
sure
from.
how that came up.
But then we said
I didn't say that.
we
did I?
said I prompted the chat to give the Sam Nestler version of Elf on the Shelf. So that is where we
So
are
far,
at.
I think we
I like
like Sam
I
on
like
ham.
only Sam's.
You like the only Sam's.
Yes, I like that one.
I liked Sam on a ham,
Sam on a
but then
ham's
Lud
excellent.
started making fun of pigs,
What?
and then you tried to set Bobby up on a date with one of the pigs for some reason, which wasn't very nice.
Jeez, this
No,
show goes off the
that's
rails.
nothing
when I'm
wrong
not
with
here,
the
eh?
pig.
Can we run this back? That's not how this all played out.
Sam has joined the program.
Sam,
Good
you
one.
I think you should be back.
I'm
in
the
middle.
lead singer of Wham.
Ooh, I
there
like
we
that
go.
one. How about Sam on jam?
I like jam.
Are you
Yep.
sure?
I like jam, but I never got that jam pizza in,
So you're
in
George.
Denver.
Oh yeah.
You're
Do
George
you like
Michael?
jam or preserves better?
Wait a second. He wants to be George Michael now.
I like jam.
Wham is a half George Michael, right? Weren't they a duo?
I don't know. Who's
Right?
George Michael?
80s? You don't
Oh,
remember?
is that the
You don't. Oh my
No,
God.
no,
he's
no,
so
I do
young.
because of-
Ludsy just said, "Who's George
because
Michael?"
of The Office. I do. Andy dresses up as
Bobby,
George
who's
Michael.
the lead singer of Wham? Isn't
Is
it
that
George
Ben?
Michael?
It's George Michael.
Hey,
Yeah,
Ben,
he's
George
He's
Michael.
the famous guy. But there was
What's up,
another.
guy?
Wasn't there another guy in Wham?
Rethink that.
I don't know.
He wasn't. He actually had some great songs. What?
Sam's here, Ben. Now you have to send him to Edmonton.
Yeah, flights are booked. Staying there for 2 weeks.
All right, let's go to the next one. Spam
I'm
on the
sorry.
Sam.
Sam does
Hold
not
on.
look like George Michael.
No.
we have another hat
Gotta
trick.
rethink that.
Can I have my hat trick hat back, Luds?
Where's the hat trick hat, Luds?
What hat?
Is
It's
it on the
on your
floor?
head. Oh,
No, that's a different hat.
Is it
Well,
on
I
the
can
floor?
throw
I
this
gave it
one.
to you, and I told you to throw it back to him.
No, you didn't. Did you give it to Bobby?
I do not see it.
It's right behind you. I told you that before.
Oh, it's
Okay.
behind you,
Look,
John.
Bailey with a Haskin and 99. I will buy beer for everyone to get on Ludz's float. Book it.
Done. Done. Hey,
Are we still on the air?
we're on the fast channels, Bobby. Watch your language.
Yeah,
We're on Victory
our,
Plus.
our
We
head
are-
of content just tripped over the plug that literally every single thing in here is plugged into. So
Are we good?
Are we off the air?
A lot of
we're
emergencies.
done.
a lot of emergencies.
You would know.
tonight.
You would know if we weren't.
So
good.
wait a minute. Are you telling me that we built this giant Death Star and somebody
can't be
left one
anybody
exhaust
watching this
port
show
open?
anymore.
There
Yeah,
are.
that is exactly what happened.
People watching the show.
How do engineers keep making this mistake?
asking us if we are drunk. No.
All right, let's go to the next
At
one.
least I'm not.
Oh, hold on. Throw this hat first.
Hold on,
Just
we gotta
don't- just get away
this
from
is-
it, Bobby.
this-
Stop.
I look
stop
good with
touching
this
Yeah,
collar
stay
and
away.
everything, eh?
Okay.
Stay away from.
Look
I have
preppy.
to throw this. Coming to you, Sam.
Hit
Here we
me.
go.
Landed on my head. Oh, if I was taller,
That's
it
for
would have landed
Bailey.
on my
Thank
foot.
you, Bailey.
And you really get a good
Bing
shot of the
bong.
grundle from this seat.
That's Ralphie's seat.
Wesley
Grundle
Williams
seat.
with
You need
a
the cracks and grundle.
The Mando
I
move.
hate
Or
Smith
whatever.
and a 99 cup here.
The
Dude,
stick.
yeah.
Thank you,
Bing
Wesley.
bong.
Tanner with a Haskin and 99. This super chat brought to you by Mando for your BBCG. Thanks, Ralph.
Your balls, butt cracks, and grundles.
That chat was so long ago. That's how backed up we are from the Superchats. I was
Yes.
still in the
You would
arena.
know what? You
Wait
would
a
know
second.
something about being backed up.
Wait a
Sam.
second.
Hey-o.
Sam's backed up.
Hey yo,
Oh,
because
I
I had
just
those
made
Ritz
that joke.
crackers.
Aha! Too
Wait.
broke to pay attention. Andrew Ridgely is the other singer in Wham. I
once
told you
we-
there were two singers.
Now that
Thank you.
we're into Sunday, this shouldn't count as a day off
It's
anymore.
officially midnight.
We're actually working on.
You're
on a day
talking to
off.
the wrong guy.
Stars have 2 days off, by the way.
Yes,
in
so
a row.
We talked about that. We
Wild.
saw it. Wild? No, Lud said it was a perfectly normal thing.
Oh, it's amazing, but I'm saying just
What's a normal?
seems wild.
that they don't have to
2
skate
days
the
in a
next
row.
2 days. They
Yeah.
have 2 days off.
Rest
We
is
just need to
best.
get Monday off, so we
Rest
have
is
2 days off.
best.
No, I agree with it.
We
I'm
have to do
saying
a show Monday.
we do.
We do.
We need rest
And
too.
Tuesday.
Is-
Mandatory?
When do we
What?
get to rest?
Is it mandatory?
This seat sucks. Now that I
I know.
think about it,
That's
what
why
is
I hate
going
it, 'cause
on?
you always
Yeah,
have to turn
I know.
back and
you
forth.
feel like an owl. Like the seat sucks.
I have
Well,
neck
that
problems
makes
because
sense.
of
You
it.
have seniority.
No, I don't actually.
Bing bong.
Wesley Williams with another Haskin and 99. Is that 2 from Wesley?
I think Wesley doesn't send messages. Hold on, let me run a search here. Yeah, yep. Wesley just doesn't attach messages.
Just
to-
keeps throwing
for their
change
super
into the
chats.
offering plate.
Wesley, would you please say something? Like,
Peanut butter sandwich.
just so we know you're alive.
Bing bong.
Man, the Grundle
All right, I
jokes
gotta
keep
throw
on
this hat
rolling.
again.
Tanner with a Haskin and 99. Get the hats. Now just need to see the Stanley Cone.
I'll throw my actual.
Should we do
hat
it now
this
or
time.
should
yes,
we do it?
because Bobby gets the honor tonight.
Oh, after taking
Oh, I should have
nothing
had that one.
but strays from Luds throughout the evening.
That's why I
and
asked
on
if he
the
was
show,
still here.
We welcome in the guy celebrating his first ever FA Cup trophy. That's right. Go Crystal Palace
All right,
for all
go
those
Barcelona.
Bobby Caralla.
South London. South London's #1.
He's our head of content and on our Mav show.
Oh.
Did I hear you say that you were going to take yourself off the show for Jason Kidd on Monday?
Yes, Jason Kidd, the Mavs head coach, is coming in studio on
Man.
Monday. He's going to be sitting in Sam's seat.
Oh,
So
wow.
Keep it nice and warm for him.
That's my seat.
This is the Grundle seat. Be
in
careful.
Ludz's seat.
Bobby, I
Can
would
we
not.
maybe
I would
disinfect
not-
that before he's
Yeah,
here?
I would. I
Yeah,
would. Not for me.
maybe
for
fumigate
Ralph.
that
We got some
chair.
wipes. Yeah, we got some wipes.
Yeah.
Ralphie was.
Let's make sure
grooming
it's
his
clean for
taint-
Jason Kidd.
Ralphie was grooming his taint over there with the Mando.
With the
stick.
Mando.
The
You
balls,
saw.
butt
So I
cracks,
would-
and
J Kidd is
grundles.
going to sit in this seat on Monday. Or that one, or literally anyone but that one.
Okay, Bobby. Enough airtime.
Emphasis on butt.
Hold it up there.
Allie
Mark
said,
it off. This is a big one.
This is the
Oh, we're
Stanley
doing
This is
Cone.
halfway,
Oh, I love
folks.
it.
You're halfway home.
You can see it in the glare.
It's not working.
We need a better marker. John, do you have that big Sharpie over there?
Behind you. Sam.
Do I have a big
Bobby, there's one
Sharpie?
right there.
You got it,
HR
Bob.
violation.
Hey,
That's
hey,
expo,
hey,
though. That's
this
not
is
gonna
a
stay on
family
there,
show.
Mark. That's not going to
That'll
stay
work.
on there.
This
Need a
one'll
Sharpie. That's a dry erase.
That's that should
I don't
work.
have any Sharpies
hands.
on me. I don't carry them around normally.
We're going to try again. Yeah. The Stanley Cone
8
has
to
finished
go, y'all.
2 rounds.
8
Halfway,
to
folks.
go.
Halfway.
Bigford, yes, this pod is chaos. You remember when Ben and Bobby crashed the show and brought Luds and beers? It was like an hour and a half ago. All right, let's go to the next
Yeah, I'll
super
do it in a
chat.
sec. Our boss is demanding I play this. I have not listened to this. It's an audio file, and it's titled "Y'all Can't Win the Stanley Cup."
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Y'all can't win the Stanley Cup. Y'all can't win the Stanley Cup. Y'all can't win the
Is this the
Stanley
Oilers
Cup.
song?
Y'all can't win
What's
the
this
Stanley
from?
Cup.
Is this AI?
Sam
It
Steele
is.
told
He
made it with AI.
Harley broke your heart. The
Is it saying you
moose was
can't win it?
loose.
Yeah.
Why are we playing
The
that?
moose was loose. No, it's about the
Sorry
Jets.
to the folks with a jet on your sweater. We can't help that Otters better.
That's a good lyric right there.
Good songwriter.
Can't win the Stanley Cup.
You can make this stuff with AI.
Y'all can't win the Stanley
All you need is some
Cup.
guy on a couch
What
and a
would you
computer.
call this genre? Is this like kids rock?
Kids Bop.
Kids bop?
It's Kids Bop for sure.
Can't win the Stanley Cup.
And I got a wedgie going on.
Well
That
done,
was
Ben.
good. Yeah.
Well done.
Y'all can't win the Stanley Cup. Parentheses. I got a wedgie going on. Should be the name of the song. What did
Goodness.
Ali say? Oh, from the director
Ali
who brought
said,
you Club
Ali
Pop
said
Pop.
Nestler Toll House and Sam Terra
What is Nestle
for
Toll?
Pantera.
Nestle Cookie?
Nestler.
No,
Toll
Nestler.
House.
Nestle? Oh,
Yeah,
Nestle.
Nestle with an R.
I thought-
That's
I
you know
thought-
what's funny when people ask when I'm on the phone with people and they're like,
Bing
"Can you spell your last name?" I say Nestle with an R. Because most of the
Nestle's
people say
cookies and-
Nestler and they do SS.
Drew Bannon with a Ben and a Cece. Let's give some love to Cece for all the small things he does, i.e., turning the right way, the board pins, the correct lanes that he's putting in the right lanes, etc.
Effective and efficient.
Simple.
Fly under the radar. You know what you're getting. Yes.
I thought
Solid
Labushkin was.
super
I
chat.
thought Labushkin took a step up in this series and tonight too.
I thought he was good tonight. Yeah,
really
even
good.
with the 7D and that's a wonky rotation,
Yeah.
I thought he was good. Yeah.
Bing bong.
Tyler Short with a Ludwig and a Zubov. How about that pairing? We're not going home.
We're not going home.
They played that
Did they?
at the arena right after.
Did they play that one or the one that he did live the other night?
That was probably the one he did live, but it was Nothing Else Matters, and then it just drifted into quiet, and then that went off. in
That's
full
great.
blast.
I love it. Love it.
Bing bong.
Colby Craver with a Madonna 99 cup beer. I'm currently fighting for my life on Sam's post about Katy Perry.
Oh,
Love the post game show,
I
guys.
haven't looked at my mentions in an hour.
Oh,
so
Colby, that is not. I'm not sure that's a hill you want to die on.
don't fight there. It's not going to go well.
We can hear our boss listening
He's
to,
still
He's still
listening
jamming
to
out
his song upstairs.
the
I
troll
think he's
song.
listening to the Victory Plus feed.
So somebody else, you guys mentioned earlier that was the second song. It was the Hellebuyck, the Winnipeg Jets. Who else did the
I
playoff
didn't know a
song?
Colorado song.
Did they? Was there a Colorado
no, I
song,
don't
or is it
remember
just
one.
somebody else that got knocked out of the playoffs? I don't know.
I'll do
If you're in
some
the
research.
chat
Yeah,
and
this
you
is a
know
bad-
somebody
this is a bad
besides Winnipeg
Ridiculous.
that
I hate
the
it.
team NHL team put out a playoff song, let us know.
Bing bong.
Luckily, you
Liam
don't
Bishop,
talk,
Enjoyer with a
Yeah.
so I
Brendan
don't have to look
Smith
for
and
my
You're
right
After the
very
Cup.
often.
I'm jaking it. Ooh, I'm jaking it. That seems inappropriate.
Wrong. Dark.
That sounds like what Paul Pierce once sent in a DM to a lovely woman.
I have a question.
Bing
Are we
bong.
still on Victory Plus at this
Yes.
moment?
Yes.
That's I
That's
asked that
incredible.
question just before you got
William
there.
W.
incredible.
Williams with
Probably didn't
a
pull the feed
Haskin
yet.
in 99.
I don't think there's anybody
Fantastic
on there
game.
watching.
What an experience at the AAC. Can't wait for next round. Let's get revenge against those Oilers and go all the way.
Ben, can you actually tell us the people that are Ben's already gone?
No, he's still up there somewhere.
One thing Pete said, someone asked if they wanted Edmonton, like part of you, do you want Edmonton to get some redemption? And he said, I don't think anyone asked to play Connor McDavid
No.
and Leon Draisaitl.
We'll talk a lot about Edmonton, but Luds, do you think that the Oilers are a harder matchup than Vegas this year? Like if Vegas had gotten past the Oilers, would that have been a better matchup?
Yep.
Why? Because McDavid and Draisaitl?
No, because of their team makeup right now.
Yep.
They're playing more like a group versus Connor and Leon.
Yeah.
And like I said, if Ekholm gets back, which again we don't know what condition he would be in because he's missed a few months now. Very similar to Miro, maybe. But if he gets back and healthy and things like that, it could be a little tougher, only because the supporting cast that they have put together there.
According to Carly Powers in our chat, the Senators had a song, apparently.
Oh,
So we'll have to look that up. Apparently, that's Celestial Cowboy, the Ottawa song. So, yeah, both of those teams were eliminated.
You gone.
That is a Pitch Perfect 2 reference.
Is it?
You Gong?
Oh, I didn't know that. I said Gone.
Oh, not Gong?
No, but I
You
love that
Gong?
movie.
You do?
Yeah, I love the
You don't
Pitch-
remember the...
No, I'd only seen it once.
Oh, okay.
Love the Pitch Perfects, though.
You should
Great.
probably not do a Stanley Cup song for the first round for a team that hasn't made the playoffs in like 10 years.
And won like one
give
round.
it a round before we start dropping the songs, okay?
Bing bong.
Bailey with a Haskinen 99. Sam Nestler, elf on the shelf, would be called the Mainer crab itcher, potential lobster guy.
Your balls, butt cracks, and grundles.
But he's not from Maine.
Owen's
That's
from
me.
Maine.
I'm Maine. He's New Jersey. So it's
How dare you?
Crab itcher doesn't sound
toxic
good.
chemicals
Dirty air. Yeah.
Yeah.
All that.
and breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah.
Bing
Taylor
bong.
Ham.
That's your thing.
Or pork roll.
About time for a
Supervilla
breakfast
06
sandwich.
with
Yeah,
a
little Taylor
DeSmith
Ham sandwich.
99.
Let's get a pizza.
Thank you.
Huh?
Let's get a pizza or
I
some
got
cereal.
Three huge pieces upstairs.
Do you?
Yeah, you can have them. I brought them in. They're from yesterday. But
Okay.
they're still
Bing
good.
bong.
Like
I
Saturday?
got them from Grimaldi's. Got them from Grimaldi's.
Want to hear the Skinner audio again, please?
Skinner!
There you go. Thank you, Supervilla.
Bing bong.
Avery with a Haskinen 99. Excited for the Western Conference Final. How do y'all think our defensive line will do against McDavid's offense? What do you think, Luds?
I don't know. I wasn't listening again. What?
How do you think the Stars defense will do against McDavid?
Well, they're better equipped right now because I think they're they're more of a unit, groups of five. And it's not about McDavid this playoff so much about scoring goals. It's about him drawing people into where he is, and then he finds the other players. So this team is more about the Perrys and guys like that want to get to the front of the net that are causing havoc at the front of the net.
I'm laughing because
I
Kirby
know.
in the
I don't know why
chat.
I'm talking. He's
Hey,
over
Luds.
here giggling. You're playing on your
Hey,
phone.
Luds.
No, I have a question for you. Yeah,
But-
that's why I'm asking.
what-
In the chat, Kirby just said, guys, I have to go to sleep. Crying emoji. Stop the show. You're keeping me hostage. Ha, ha, ha.
I
Bing
agree.
bong.
Well, we're close.
Good night,
Luds, I have a
Luds.
question. Someone asked if he has your permission at a bar that he's DJing right now.
Oh, if he's at a bar,
no,
absolutely.
he has,
you have my
does he have your permission to play puck off over the speakers of the bar?
Well, of course.
Okay, done.
Bailey with a DeSmith and a 99 cup here. Wait, so
Is
Owen
ASCAP
has the crabs.
gonna
No.
balls,
or
butt
what's the
cracks, and grundles.
Crabs?
Well done
Bing
with
bong.
ASCAP,
That's
though.
not.
All
That's
right,
a
last
Maryland
one.
thing.
Super chats are cut off.
I don't know the
James
All right,
with
let's do
a Haskinen and an Ottinger because Luds hates it. Hellebuyck.
What's the name of the bar, by the way?
Hellebuyck,
Ask him that.
buck. Squirrel. Hellebuyck, buck.
All right.
That's a little more catchy.
Excellent mix
That's
there.
it. Super chats are done. It's,
What?
Yeah.
Already?
What do you mean already? It's been 106 minutes.
I've been here for like
you
an
want to
hour.
keep going, Luds?
Well, you might as well. What's the point of going home
He
now?
just whined about wanting to leave, and
As
then
our
we said
boss
we're done,
says,
and he goes,
let's
no.
go home. We are going home tonight.
So, hey, Stars win. Day off tomorrow for
see
everybody.
you Wednesday.
Today,
Yeah.
we have a show on Monday at 2
I
o'clock.
didn't hear that.
We have a show on Tuesday.
I definitely.
I'm guessing that's probably at 2 o'clock as well. And then we will have a pregame show at 6:15 on Wednesday with a 7 o'clock start for Game 1 between the Oilers and the Stars. Way too early preview, Stars and Oilers. What are you looking at as we get ready to gear up for this Western Conference Final?
Pretty simple. Do the Stars have enough in the tank, and can they produce enough offense to match up with two of the best players in the world? This is what it came down to last year.
Luds?
It's a different team. We're not gonna. They're harder to play against. So I think that who ends up winning, this is playoff hockey, but you're going to find that the Edmonton Oilers now aren't just scoring off the rush. They play to win battles in front of your goaltender.
What are they,
So-
8-1 since they went down 0-2 or something like that? Oh, man.
In fuego.
Wow.
Yeah, the only one they lost was that last second tip in, right?
Yep.
For the
The Draisaitl goal on
Vegas
himself.
win. That one, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was it. All right, folks.
The last thing I'll say is the chat is going crazy with we want the Samley Cup all over the place now.
Well deserved.
It's like the Stanley Cup, but it's the Samley Cup.
I think on the way
SAM,
out,
Sam.
I'll hit all of those one last time, as they probably won't be on the show nearly as much anymore.
That's right, because
So
it's not the Jets
we
anymore.
can do a Viking funeral for those drops.
I like that. Okay, so Monday, May 19th, that's our next show, 2 o'clock.
Bobby, you're laughing, but I've been holding it for 3 hours now. And you guys just want to keep on staying here.
You can go to the bathroom.
I could put a plug on the top of this
No,
thing.
don't pee on the Stanley
That's
Cone.
what the Stanley Cup's for.
Thank you to Bud Light and Happiest Hour, our presenting sponsors. Huge thank you to
Stanley
our Peanut
Cone.
Gallery tonight, Bobby Carella, and of
You
course
don't
Ben
pee in the
Repstock, our
cup.
GM.
That's one thing you don't do.
For
can do
Sam coming
anything
back
else.
into the studio, he gets the bonus points of the night. For Luds and for John, I'm Owen.
You can
Stars
write an
win
article.
2-1 in overtime in Game 6. They eliminate the Jets and move on for their third straight Western Conference
We
final.
love you.
We can't wait to cover it for you.
There's
Thank you, everybody,
700
for
people
being
watching.
here.
Why are we leaving?
We love you.
Oh my God, you're the worst.
Thank you for
See
making
you
this
Monday.
awesome.
And we're not going home.
Can't stay here, but you ain't got to go home.
I get the cross legs and everything. Oh man, this is long. That's
We're
a
not going home. You can't even touch the floor, can you?
We all silly like the mayor.